Spring is here and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. Ready to refresh your wardrobe? Nordstrom has all the latest styles for spring, from elevated dresses and denim to standout tops and accessories. Discover the trends and essentials you'll reach for again and again. We've got brands you love like Wave, Princess Polly, Mango, Adidas, and Favorite Daughter. Plus free shipping, free returns, and quick order pickup make updating your closet effortless. Shop in stores at Nordstrom.com or download our app.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, every so often, you can't believe your eyes. You see something you didn't expect, and you don't even know how to react. For example, earlier this week in Northeast Ohio, people flooded 911 and local news stations with reports of an explosion and a bright green fireball in the sky. Well, it turns out it was a 17,000-pound meteor traveling at 44,000 miles per hour. But until they knew that, they were just freaked out. Now, speaking of things falling out of the sky, a national park and highway in Hawaii, they were closed when glassy rocks started raining down. You see, the Kilauea volcano erupted, shooting lava 1,000 feet into the air, but on its way back down, the lava cools and becomes the glassy rocks. And to put it in perspective, they say that in 90 minutes, a quarter-inch of glassy rocks had covered the road and the park. So naturally, they were like, maybe don't drive on the highway. Just let it simmer down just a bit. Now, that has to be something to see. In San Rafael, California, residents there, they were shocked to see a sign reading, quote, "Attacked squirrel. Beware. This is not a joke." Now, they were probably more shocked when they witnessed the attacked squirrel live up to its reputation and send several people to the hospital. Again, this is a squirrel. And look, we have plenty more stories of people seeing something that makes them say, "What the focaccia bread?" And we'll share those stories. But first, we want to hear your stories in the what the focaccia bread. I gave Mike a warning. I said, you're going to want to dump me, but don't dump me.
And I still felt my heart hit the rear end.
I said, what the focaccia bread? Anyway, we want to hear you. We want to hear your stories. It's something you looked at and just said, well, what the focaccia bread? And as an answer to today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, we want to know, what's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. And now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
You've probably heard it said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that idea applies not just to words, but to the way you move through life. It's about setting an example, taking the lead, and adapting to whatever comes your way. That's why people love the Range Rover Sport. It's a vehicle that embodies that mindset, blending power, poise, and performance. With its distinctly British design and exquisite interiors, it's immediately clear this isn't just a car. It's a statement. Inside, innovations like the cabin air purification system and active noise cancellation create a level of comfort and control that feels effortless. And with 7 terrain modes and a choice of powerful engines, including a plug-in hybrid with an estimated range of 53 miles, the Range Rover Sport balances raw power with refinement. Dynamic, agile, and truly instinctive, it reflects a confident, intentional way of driving and living. Build your Range Rover Sport at rangerover.com/US/sport.
Why have I asked my HVAC guy I found on Angie.com to change my grandpa's trachea tube? I was so amazed at how he replaced our air ducts. I knew I could trust him to change Pop-Pop's tube.
I think we should call a doctor.
Angie, the one you trust to find the ones you trust. Find pros for all your home projects at Angie.com.
So away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4493. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The exciting return of Who Sucks Less coming up at 4:30. I don't know how you do it. You find people doing bad stuff in the news.
It's hard to do, man, because every time you go through the news, right, it's nothing but positive stuff and people making good decisions.
But somehow you find 3 stories.
It took a long time, but yeah, I did, man. I did.
And you pit them up against each other. It's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Is there a theme to Who Sucks Less?
No, man, there's not really a theme. One of the stories to remember, our very own Mike Hawk covered it, I believe, earlier this week, involving a woman who went to the bar. Maybe her 12-year-old kid was with her. Maybe they weren't. Stole a 3-legged dog. I mean, listen, it's just right there in the headline. A man stole a 3-legged dog. Swear to God. Look at that story. And just, when you're a teenager, man, pick your friends carefully.
Okay. Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30. On to our question today.
You're thinking about that 3-legged dog, aren't you, Dad?
Well, I just wonder if it's a lesser crime.
Oh, right, because a 4-legged dog. Yeah, I get what you're saying. 25% off the time that you would serve. Because it only has 3
Time
legs.
served, because he's only 75% dog.
Jesus.
Today we're going to talk about crazy things that you've seen with your own eyes in your lifetime.
3-legged dog.
3-legged dog, the birth of your child. There's all kinds of stuff where you're just like, wow, man, that was something else.
There used to be a 3-legged dog at work.
That's right, back in the day.
Who had a 3-legged dog?
And his owner didn't wear shoes.
Yeah.
Did he have a 3-legged dog?
Yeah, he sure did.
I remember seeing that thing.
I don't, and I feel like I should remember seeing a 3-legged dog in our office, but I don't.
It makes sense that he would have a 3-legged dog.
Of all the people I know, yes.
Yes. So crazy stuff today, and we start in Ohio and on the East Coast with this one. A loud boom was reported across Northeast Ohio just before 9 a.m. on Tuesday. People around Northeast Ohio flooded the Fox 8 newsroom with reports of...
And no one else.
What sounded like a large explosion. Well, you see, I got the story from them.
Yeah, I know. That's how you know.
It lasted several seconds and caused homes and businesses, believe it or not, to shake in the area. Now, NASA has confirmed that the 17,000-pound meteor, which was about 6 feet, traveled 44,000 miles per hour over Northeast Ohio. It was 50 miles above Lake Erie when the first flash was detected. Now, they say a meteor, sometimes called a shooting star,
Jesus Christ,
is a space rock that crashes through the Earth's atmosphere, according to NASA.
But no one else. Thank you, NASA.
Yeah.
How do they know it weighed 17,000 pounds?
You know what I'm saying? I really don't know.
They collected all the pieces.
Scott Radlowski, he's a lightning specialist with the Weather Service, said detailed lightning maps show an elongated flash where there were likely 2 explosions over Northeast Ohio. The first was when the meteor first broke up about 27 miles above Lake Erie while on the north to south trajectory. The second was heard and seen moments later. Now, NASA said small pieces landed somewhere in southern Medina County. An astronomer, Jay Reynolds, said meteors crash into the Earth's atmosphere more than people realize. You might not hear them, but a lot of times they do fall, and they are recovered at some point. If it did hit, say, in a farmland, some farmer will be able to tell us based on the size of the hole. Unless it hit in the middle of a forest. We may never know the answer then. Viewer reports of the boom, followed by a rumble, came from all corners of Northeast Ohio. People as far as Cincinnati, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and southeastern Michigan.
Yens hear that?
Reported hearing or seeing the meteor. An email to Fox 8 News. One viewer wrote, "We are in Sandusky, Ohio, and that boom shook our house. Felt like something actually hit the house. Thought it was an electrical issue." We do have audio of a guy in a car. He's driving down the road,
all right,
and he sees this thing go directly in front of him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
Unfortunately, you can't hear the unedited version of the audio, but then you'll hear a very loud boom.
He brings up focaccia bread.
And there's like 2 or 3 loud booms. Do we got that, Mike?
Waiting for it. Almost there. Hang on. We do have the booms.
All right.
Oh,
damn.
Wow.
That was from the meteor exploding.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, you're going to freak out, right?
It sounds like the T-Rex at Jurassic Park's on your tape.
Kind of does, yeah. His footsteps
Yeah.
what it's showing up.
That's pretty crazy. Now, there's another video of a guy driving down the road. Now, he's got the dash cam on, and he's very colorfully excited about what he sees in front of him. And there was also a fisherman who was out fishing and thought basically that he was seeing a UFO because he didn't know what else it was.
Well, then technically he was correct, yeah.
From what was unidentified to him.
Hang on. Nope, don't have that just yet.
Okay.
All right. Working on. Yeah, working on.
I mean, I'm sure we could paraphrase.
We're going to get there.
I mean, you can guess what
the-
he said. Right, exactly. I mean, he reacts the way any of us would react if you saw it. Basically, it was like a green streak, right?
Yeah, it kind of had that look to it.
Because they said it was, is it nickel, I believe they say burns green? I think that's what they said. So, like, when you see this thing streaking across the sky, it's burning green. And that's how, according to NASA, they're like, oh, it's mostly nickel. Because apparently when nickel gets heated up to whatever temperature, it glows green.
Okay,
I got it.
Oh, what the was that? Whoa! Did I get that on my dash cam? Whoa! Something just burned up in the sky, bro!
That guy sounds like he might be driving while high.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Guys, a little bit, doesn't it?
Play that again. You tell me that guy ain't stoned. He shouldn't have turned his head.
Whoa, what the was that? Whoa! Did I get that on my dash cam? Whoa! Something just burned up in the sky, bro!
Yeah, I think he might be stoned.
Yeah,
man.
that also might just be a dude from that area.
It could be.
Yeah. But you would like to party with that guy.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He'd be a fun guy to hang out with at the bar. Now we go to Hawaii, and the latest lava fountaining episode, believe it or not, reached 1,000 feet high on Tuesday at Kilauea's volcano, prompting temporary closures of the national park and parts of the highway because of falling glassy volcanic fragments and ash, known as tephra. On the Big Island, the volcano's been dazzling residents and visitors for more than a year. With an on and off eruption that periodically sends fountains of lava soaring into the sky.
I mean, you realize, the thing about lava, and you never really think about it, like, it's molten rock. So, just aside from it burning you to death, just think how heavy this is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rock in liquid form at this point, and now it's raining out of the sky.
I have driven over a somewhat still warm lava flow in Maui, in Hawaii. Yes.
Where were you driving, man?
I was driving on the eastern part of Hawaii where I shouldn't have been.
Oh, is this when you thought you knew a shortcut?
No, this is when I didn't want to go back on that frickin' road.
Road to Hana?
Road to Hana.
God,
I got
that's
to the
a
very
boring
end of it.
ass
There's a
road.
hotel at the end of it. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking the south end down. I'm not doing this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we did the road
And
to
I was in
Hana,
I was
and
in
it
a, I was in a
sucks,
rental car.
but we drove back the same way. I didn't realize there was an alternative.
Yeah, what I have?
Sebring?
I know. I had a
Jeep.
Camaro Corvette, which was not the ideal four-wheel
Wait, a
vehicle.
Camaro or a Corvette?
Those are two
No,
different
no,
cars.
it was a Camaro convertible.
Okay.
That's what it was, yeah.
Top down?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I've got, I used to have video of it. And going over that lava, which went over the road. Now,
are there signs warning you, like, hey, maybe don't go this way?
It might have been steaming because of just the heat of the day.
Come on.
But when you look back into the rearview mirror, you could see the tire tracks.
Oh, damn.
I'll tell you that, because I went over about 20 feet of it. Just like, yeah. I'm like, all right, just do this. Hope the tires don't blow. It was black. It wasn't red. It wasn't like it was on fire.
Still, if you left tire tracks in the asphalt, that is not
But it was
good.
crazy seeing how far that lava had flown over top of the road. That's probably why you're not supposed to go there.
You think?
Yeah. The fountaining began Tuesday morning and marked the eruption, the 43rd episode since this thing started in December of 2024. That would be cool to see. I don't know how comfortable I would be getting close to it.
I would not get close to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, again, it's just liquid rocks getting shot up into the sky.
Yeah.
Man.
They say while some founding episodes have lasted a few days, they report one lasted for 9 hours straight, coming to a sudden end at 6:21 in the evening. But the fallout was up to a football-sized pieces and smaller.
Damn.
Reported at overlooks in the park. A football-sized piece
of rock
coming down from the sky. The
That's
tephra,
insanity. From 1,000 feet up, man. Yeah.
A quarter inch reportedly fell in the first 90 minutes, prompting closures at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park around the summit and a partial closure of Highway 11, which is an important route around the island. Volcanic tephra can irritate eyes, skin, respiratory systems, according to officials.
And kill you.
Ash fell so heavily during the previous fountain episode, some communities needed help from the county's civil defense workers to clean up ash that coated their homes.
Jesus.
So that is pretty intense.
That's paradise for you.
So our question, what is the craziest thing that you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Fabby. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, men's room.
Hola, Fatty.
Hi. At least the one that craziest thing I've seen, and I guess a lot of people can kind of co-sign too, is just kind of seeing an owl up close, but it's more like the circumstances around seeing the owl that at least I found a little amazing. So here's a little backstory. At least with a lot of indigenous cultures, owls are seen as either like messengers or sometimes like omens to death. And that's kind of how my story linked up, because it was the weekend right before Halloween, and turns out that my dog, my Westie, was going through renal failure just really quick out of the moment, and we were panicking, of course, and we ended up taking him to the emergency vet, and ultimately we made the decision to put him down. And of course, on the way there, I was feeling super guilty. We're like, at least internally, I was just hysterical and going, are we doing the right thing or not? And coming back, it was already late at night. It was around 7, sun's down. And of course, I'm like face deep into my partner's chest, just crying. And all of a sudden he says, hey, you over there, whatever you're eating, make sure you're taking it all with you. And it turns out he was talking to an owl. Then as soon as I turned around, we saw this huge owl. Of course, like, you don't really expect how big they are, but it just flew right across from us, and just immediately I just felt a sense of calm, because at least I was kind of like trying to like the mental gymnastics of going, my little dog Scrappy, he was just telling us, hey, you guys did the right thing, and he sent us the owl messenger, which is making us feel a little better. So that's
wild.
Kind of a little crazy story.
So the owl brought you comfort after you put down the dog,
just based on your beliefs.
Yes, based on beliefs, and at least with the at least with Peru, a lot of indigenous cultures, they kind of believe owls are messengers and also used as omens. And because we also got a puppy earlier around 2023, like around mid-year. And I remember one night I took him out to go potty, and all of a sudden I heard an owl in the background. And I'm not sure if like I was already like pre-anticipating this, but it was like, oh no, I feel like there's a death coming in the family. And then of course,
wow, that flipped. Well, wait,
why
when you put down the dog and you see an owl, you're like, you know what, man, I feel better. Now you got a puppy, you see an owl, and you're like, somebody's gonna die. Like, what's the flip on that?
At least you earlier, because we saw I heard the owl late that night when I took the dog out. But this is when our Westie was still alive, so it was probably about a month before him passing. But it just that's coconut free. And I just got that eerie feeling something was up. And all of a sudden, when we did have to put him down, and generally it's when you see an owl in like kind of doing the regular things, not like random ones. It's like you have like a friend of mine accidentally like hit an owl with her windshield, and just coincidentally ended up having a death in her family. But it's just like because of just
wait. You said your friend hit an owl with her car, and then there's a death in the family.
Yeah, this was last year. Then we finally caught up with him again because Elise, her birthday was coming up. And like, hey, yeah, what's up? Then after we finally caught up with him, she told us that, that she had a family member pass. Then I'm just like, wait. Then we reverted back. I was like, didn't you hit an owl?
Damn, that's what you came up with.
But that was a different circumstance, right? Because like an owl is not like in not seeing the owl in its natural things, like eating like a little mouse or whatever. But it's just the fact that it was very abrupt, kind of like hitting in the windshield. So yeah, that's kind of my little owl stories.
Okay, I'm glad I don't subscribe to the Peruvian culture because I don't want to know if I ever see an owl, something bad's going to happen.
I would just say maybe move to a place that doesn't have owls. All right, so like how would that work? All right, so I live in Peru. This is my belief. I see an owl. I make my prediction. The prediction happens. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, I get a job in Manhattan. All right. There's no owls around. Is everything copacetic?
Oh, there probably is.
Everything fine?
Yeah, no, there's owls in that area.
I always thought owls were good luck.
Me too.
Like if you see one perched
It's
in
a
your
wise
tree.
owl.
But wait, where'd you hear this from? I've never heard anything about an owl one way or
From the
another.
Tootsie-Roll Tootsie Pop people.
Well, I know that, but that means they're thieves.
Well, he wasn't a thief. He asked him how many licks. He only took 3. But, like, I don't know, we were in Montana, right? And there was an owl in our tree. And everybody's like, oh, it's good luck. That owl just perched right over your tree.
But there's no rhyme or reason. Like, as they say, it's good luck if it rains on your wedding day. And I'm
I think
totally
it depends.
convinced.
No, it doesn't.
So they came up with that so that the bride would stop crying about the fact that it was raining. I guarantee you somebody just said, oh, baby, relax. It's good luck.
Well, there's rain, and then, unfortunately for miles, there's thunder.
Thunder, yeah.
I mean, just horrific thunderstorms.
The moment you say I do.
I don't even think for 1 minute that wasn't going through my head the entire day.
It was unbelievable. It literally was like, I do, and then like, like, wow.
And I look up and I'm just like...
Well, it's funny because everyone just stayed silent, but 100% of the people there are like, this is not going to end.
Well, you know what I was thinking myself? I was thinking I've already failed at this once.
Sure.
So what is this sign now?
I think it was clear.
Yes, it was.
You said I do,
Exactly.
and thunder crash, man. So like, damn. I'm not particularly superstitious, but it's like, wow, man. And here's the other thing. Speaking of owls and weddings, how lucky was the owl that smashed into the window? Right? It's supposed to be good luck. You got the
wedding
sound
day.
effect. Yeah. What kind of omen is that then?
So I think it depends. She said Peruvian culture was bad luck. But a lot of cultures think the owl is good luck.
What is the doomsday fish that washed up 2 different ones in Cabo last week?
I don't remember what they're called.
Is it an oarfish or something like that?
Might be an oarfish, but yeah.
Okay.
An orifice. Yeah.
Well, they're like, they can be
super long,
30 feet long or whatever the deal is. But they live at the bottom of the ocean.
So when they wash up, the assumption is what? Something bad is happening down
at the bottom of the ocean, whether that be tectonic plate activity, volcanic activity, something where there could be an earthquake. It's not human. It's not human bad stuff. It's more nature.
It's nature, right? Not the big tsunami we're all familiar with, but wasn't there like a smaller tsunami? Like these fish washed up, everyone's freaking out. People like myself are like, oh, relax. And then a tsunami hit. You're like, oh.
And sometimes they think that there is an underwater tsunami happening. It just doesn't have enough energy to reach the shore.
Yeah.
But it blew these things in and rolled them along the bottom, spit them up near the water.
That's a crappy way to go.
Yeah. What is the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
You do it all. So why not get all the electrolytes? Hydrate better than water with new Gatorade Lower Sugar. Now with no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. And 75% less sugar than regular Gatorade. New to the fridge. All the Gatorade electrolytes you love. Gatorade Lower Sugar. Is it in you? Now available nationwide.
Total Wine & More is one of those places where I always find something I love and usually something new. I was in my local store recently, asked for a bourbon recommendation, and ended up loving it. And honestly, the prices make it easy to say yes to grabbing a little extra, like my go-to bottle of Cabernet. With the largest selection and the lowest prices, there's always something that catches your eye. Shop Total Wine & More in-store or online and love what you find. Spirits not sold in Virginia, North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
Alaska's largest city is your base camp for adventure. Hop on a flight to Anchorage, then hit the trails. Go hiking under the midnight sun, find glaciers, bald eagles, and beluga whales. Immerse yourself in rich Alaska culture. See the tallest mountain in North America, then relax and recharge with Anchorage's wide variety of hotels, restaurants, and entertainment. In Anchorage, you can do it all. Enjoy the perfect mix of urban and wild. Start planning at Anchorage.net.
Hinge Health Enso relieves muscle pain in minutes. It's an FDA-cleared device that delivers drug-free relief on the go, so you could feel better by the end of your favorite podcast. Check your eligibility at hingehealth.com/move.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room.
Speaking of, KISW Miles Montgomery Golf Classic is presented by Pinky's Plumbing.
Yes, indeed.
We did so well last year. We're doing it again. Monday, June 8th at Redmond Ridge Golf Club this time around. Day packed with golf laughs, some drinks, some mayhem, maybe another hole-in-one off the top of a toilet. You never know. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now. Get your foursome together at KISW.com. The first place prize this year, 4 tickets to see Guns N' Roses with the Black Crowes in Vancouver. That includes Amtrak for 4 round-trip tickets. That includes 2 hotels, or 2 rooms, double rooms for one night. So the hotel, transportation, and the show is taken care of. All you do is pay for the food and for the drinks. Register now at KISW.com. Our question, what is the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Danny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hola.
Yeah, man. So one time, it was like 6 summers ago, we were on Lake Washington and wakeboarding, me and 2 buddies, and we need to go get gas in Kirkland. And it was like smack dab in the middle of the lake. I see like a little white head poking up. I don't know what it was. It's like an 8-year-old kid in the middle of the lake who fell off his mom's jet ski.
Oh.
Just by himself, dude.
Once again, bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
Hey, dude, give us a call back. He ended up hanging up.
Yeah.
I just want to hear how that story plays out. He fell off the back.
But how would your mom not know? You should be able to see her in the vicinity. So how long is he floating out there?
That's what I want him to call back. Like, I get you fall off the jet ski, but to your point, like, was she not, like, anywhere in the visible scene? Or?
I don't know.
Maybe she was just cruising. I mean, he said 8-year-old, right?
8-year-old.
So he might not weigh that much.
I'm sure. It just seems like how long had that kid been out there to the point where his mom is, like, long gone? Or maybe she did it on purpose.
I don't know. I
kind of respect the mom. Eyes on the prize.
Yeah,
throttle down.
My high school girlfriend, her family had a cabin out on the lake. And the lake kind of narrowed down to where her cabin was a more of a narrow area of the lake. And typically they would go out there and spend the weekends. And I would meet up with them, and they'd do barbecues and everything else. So she calls me from the cabin, and I'm living at home at the time. And she says, "Hey, don't come out." And I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "There's been a terrible tragedy out here." And I was like, what happened? She's like, "What we believe happened. We have not been able to talk to these people yet because they haven't calmed down, and authorities are there. Is they were out on a motorboat and pulling an inner tube, and the inner tube was swinging in and out, you know, as they tend to do.
Sure.
Very rarely, you know, if you're trying to make that, you know, trying to have some fun, you kind of yank the guys right out of the back, right? Well, they yanked a couple of people right into their dock or the dock beside their home. One of the person
just their head is gone.
Gone. So she's like, I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, and she was pretty upset. I was like, hey.
Yeah, you see a headless body.
I was like, do you want to stay there? She's like, no, not really. She's like, I just want to go home. But my parents are here and they're doing all this stuff. I was like, well, look, I will come and pick you up. I'll come and get you, and I'll take you back to your house. So I go down there. A pretty big set of steps you had to walk down, then the place, and then another set of steps to go down to the water. It was on the side of a hill. And it looked like the scene from the Cove in Japan when they're slaughtering dolphins.
Oh, God. The water's all red.
That's what the water looked like, And there's all these, it was very tough to get down to that area, but there's ambulances down there. I don't know how in the hell they got a fire truck down that dirt road, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all down there trying to get everything that they needed to pick up and get it out of there. But man, I mean, after that, I was kind of, because I used to slalom water ski and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're standing up on that. So that's not the hardest thing in the world.
But still.
But I told myself at that point in time, I'm never getting on a tube or anything like that. I'll do it on a ski slope.
Right.
That's it. Like, I'm not even going to do it down a hill in my neighborhood in the winter. Like, I'm never getting on something that I cannot control the direction of.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it was messed up.
I mean, did you see like bits of human floating in the water or just red?
I didn't see anything. I just saw the water. And then, you know what the problem was that the ambulance and the fire truck still had their lights on. So they're reflecting red light onto the water.
Oh, God. So it just looked even worse?
Yeah, it looked like something out of a horror movie. It was absolutely disturbing. What is the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
On that note,
yeah.
Hello, Jill. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going?
Hola.
Hola. Hey, so I was climbing Mount Adams with a group of friends, and we had summited, and Mount Adams has this 2,200-foot Glissade chute that you kind of luge down like you're in the Olympics. And so we're coming down this luge chute, and we see this guy. We can see this enormous American flag, and we're like, what the hell is that? And so as we get closer and closer, we see that it's a man, and he's naked, except he's wearing a Speedo and bedroom slippers, and he's carrying this flag must have been 30 feet long, and he's carrying a handle of vodka, and he says, I'm going to climb that hill. And we were like, okay, good luck with that. So we get down to the bottom and see that there's some people that are obviously with him, and they're laughing at him, and we're like, he says he's going to climb that hill. And they're like, as long as he's not in our campsite, we don't care. We need a break from that dude for a while.
Oh.
But it was hilarious.
He had been with them for a while?
Yeah, they've been apparently camping, he and his vodka, with that group for a long time, and they were like, get the guy out of here.
So how far can you slide down that chute?
Well, we did the whole 2,200 feet.
On your back?
On your butt.
Crampons up in the air? Is that what you did?
You have to take them off at that point.
Okay.
Crampons up in the air.
See, that's the one thing. They always say, you climb the mountain. Sometimes the getting back to the car is the hardest part.
Right.
As far as the danger and everything else. I would love to be able to just climb up there and not have to worry about walking down. Just like I could
Mount Adams makes it so much fun because it's literally like you're on a big, huge slide.
Yeah.
It's
How
really
fast do you think you were going?
You can get going pretty quickly. You kind of have to use your ice axe to stop yourself if you go too fast. But
okay,
maybe 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, because I had that thought in my head on top of Rainier. I was like, man, if I had a hang glider, I would be down in that parking lot in 2 seconds.
Just jump the hell off.
Just get me off this thing.
Where else have you? What other mountains have you hiked?
Mount Rainier, Mount Baker, Mount St. Helens.
And you summited all these?
Yeah.
What would you think was the toughest difficulty?
I would say Mount Baker was Mount Baker's really hard. I tumbled one time.
What was what was the reasoning for that?
It's kind of sloggy. It's kind of gross, and then it just gets gross, and you just feel exhausted because of the nature of the ice. It's just icky.
So it was basically
you're working.
Basically the time of year you were there. So were you post holing the whole way?
Some of the way, yeah.
Okay.
As it gets warmer throughout the day, you start at like 10 o'clock at night, but as it gets warmer, it just gets harder and harder.
Okay, I'm just curious. So, Miles tried to summit Rainier, and I understand it in the sense of to say you've done it. This is something you repeatedly do. So, what is the draw? What is the thing about all of that effort to get to the top of the mountain? What is it about it that you like?
Well, I was climbing with a mountaineer group that, we all encouraged each other with our next attempts and so forth. So that part was great. Just having said that you did it, that's obviously get your name in the register. That's pretty cool. And the views are amazing. And it's just a great sense of accomplishment.
Is it something you still do? Would you do it again?
I don't mountaineer anymore. I just hike.
All right. Okay. Based on that, would you do Kilimanjaro, which is basically a long walk?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's something I've thought about.
So what? It's not steep. It's just
it's not. It doesn't take any technical skill to get up there.
Count me in, brother.
But there could be snow on the top, but that's not the worst.
That's all right. That's all right.
I mean,
the biggest
it's a
issue
huge
is
mountain
getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. Not the most convenient.
Yeah, and you still have to get acclimated. I mean, you're still at a pretty high altitude, so you could have altitude sickness, edema, or anything like that. So there are risks involved.
Sure,
but for the most part, you're just taking your time and you're walking.
When you're mountaineering, like those big mountains, like I've only ever done hiking, but do you run into any of the annoying people? Like, are you on the summit? Somebody has a speaker.
What?
Yeah.
Why do they have a speaker?
Like when you go hiking, sometimes, like part of hiking to me is being out in nature.
Yeah.
But there's definitely people that hike trails with loud ass speakers. So I'm just wondering, she's at a higher level, technically. Like, wonder if there's still speaker guy up there. Like, let's have a party on the summit.
Well, there are weird ways that people communicate up there. Like, there's
there's weird people up there for sure.
If you read some of the climbing books, it's always like a big storm blew up. We made camp as fast as we could. We tried to dig into a snow cave. Blah 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 blah. We knew there was a team in front of us. We didn't know how they were doing, but it was the Italians, and we could smell their cigarette smoke all night, so we knew they were still alive.
Yeah, people smoke up there. Yeah, we had to overnight to acclimate, and people were smoking in base camp. I was just surprised.
Well, you have to remember, people who smoke already have a compromised lung system.
Correct.
So for the most part, their lungs are already compromised. Where somebody else who's healthy is not used to having compromised lungs.
Yeah.
So that's why every single Sherpa that you've ever seen in a movie, documentary, they're just
cigarettes.
I mean, one after the other, just lighting them down. Because of the smoking, it is actually a little bit more beneficial for them as far as being able to acclimate to the altitude.
So what we're saying, kids, is if you want to climb mountains, start smoking
There's one
now.
positive smoking.
You heard it from Miles.
And that's it. That's the only place I've ever heard it be like, okay, this actually helps you.
Yeah.
Did you smoke a cig at the camp up there?
Oh, yeah, man, I ripped it in the porta potty because, I couldn't go. So, a cigarette's going to make me take a crap.
Yeah.
So there was a little outhouse up there by the ranger station. I was just in there chief and cigarettes.
I would. Hey, let me ask you this. If you had the opportunity to try to summit Mount Everest, would you do it?
No.
Why not? I mean, you've done all these mountains. What is it about Everest? You're like, nah, too much.
It is too much.
I think it's gross. I think it's gross what they do there. All the garbage they leave there, the human bodies that they leave there.
Okay, the body. I lead with the human body. You're right. The trash is bad, and that's ridiculous. But
gross.
The human bodies, I think, would disturb me the most.
Once you get up there, there's still people up there from 96.
Mm-hmm.
Half of those guys are from Seattle that are still up on top of that mountain.
That was a couple of years
ago. And also, it's just
96.
It's like a mile long, of people on rope teams that are just slogging up. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there's a lot of other great mountains I'm sure you could climb that I would rather do.
Here's my question. Why is it, and this is nothing against you, and it's nothing against people that summit Mount Everest, but why do you get the credit on Mount Everest, or Miles got the credit? The Sherpa's carrying all the crap. And
Exactly. That's the other thing, yeah.
No one ever mentions the Sherpa. I'm like, this guy has 80 pounds on his back. He's also at the summit, and they bring his freaking name up.
They took a ton of people up there, but oftentimes they'll say, well, obviously K2 is a more dangerous mountain, but Denali is incredibly dangerous.
What makes it more dangerous than Everest?
I am not sure. I don't know if it's just the weather, how quick it could change in Alaska, the height of the mountain, the route you're taking. I don't know.
The bears,
cornices, whatever the deal is that are up there. It's not good.
People ever get mauled by animals on the mountains? Like you hear
not that high. Not that high,
but you got just getting around Denali. I had a buddy that did it, and it's hard to get the passes.
Yeah.
So he basically hiked around Denali for 2 weeks.
Jesus.
And he had to take
He didn't try to summit, did he?
No.
Okay.
But he almost died from a bear, I think, either at least once, if not twice.
Same
and he
bear?
did every precaution there. I mean, because you're out there. It's basically it's the bear's land.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're
man.
camping on their territory.
Correct. And he did he did everything, but they're still just like, they're out here.
Well, it's the thing. I mean, what is your precaution? It's like, it's a bear. It's not like you have some signed contract with it.
Right, and he wasn't a resident, so I don't think he could bring a firearm. So he just had like bear spray.
Now in the Rockies in British Columbia, the coolest thing I've seen, other than the scenery, is a family of lynx, and it was
a family.
It was a mama, and she had like 3 or 4 little. You wanted to just go up and pick one up.
That would be the worst idea, but I get
know
it.
that, but they just look so cute. Like they were like little baby lynx. And I was like, man, I've never seen a cat in the wild before. So that's probably my only experience seeing that.
I have not either.
No, and thank God, because
I don't want to
that's
see one.
the smallest variety in North America.
Correct.
Of wild cat. So I didn't feel like the danger element was there.
What was cooler, seeing those lynx, all right, because you weren't expecting to see lynx, or walking 5 feet away from a lion in Africa?
I
mean, you kind of expect to see a lion because you're on safari,
right,
but I'm
I
just
am on
saying.
a game reserve at that point. But still, they're in their nature. They're in their wild.
And how close were you? Because then they say, like, step over it or step around it or something.
No, I would never get that close. I mean, that's stupid.
But how close was it?
You're probably within 5 feet of them. 6 feet.
That is equally stupid.
Yeah.
It's 5 feet away from a freaking lion, man.
Well,
And you said he just kind of looked at you. And,
well, you just take a picture and you move on.
I mean, were you clenching your ass? I just can't imagine.
Yeah, I think the elephants. Look, elephants. I think are more intimidating, just based on their size. I know what a lion can do.
Yeah,
but
going back to your original question, part of it has to be because you were expecting to see him.
Yes, that's
whereas
why I was
the
there.
lynx, you're just shocked, like,
exactly.
there they are.
And there was a family of them. And I mean, the babies were so cute. It's just like, look at that little guy right there. It's crazy.
It'll rip my face
because they got this little
those weird ears.
And a tiny little mane.
Yeah,
but they're just little babies.
Is that like their dirt stash? Oh, look at him grow this little mane out.
Yeah, but they kind of look like a Maine Coon. Like they got longer hair, and they kind of look like more of like a winter cat.
Yeah, they do. They got that look to
They
them.
got that look. What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROB.
By the way, you were bringing up the elephants, just saying they're more intimidating because of the size. And also they're elephants. We don't have the story here in the studio, but there was a story earlier today. Mike, I don't know if you saw this. Someone was on safari.
In Zambia.
And they were trampled by an elephant.
Yeah, she was a 67-year-old woman from New Zealand.
Okay, but other people are there, so they see this, right? I mean,
it's a walking safari. And she was on that, and her friend got pretty effed up too.
They did. I just the idea of seeing that.
She was also a mother with a newborn, but they thought they were far enough away. Then they got downwind, and then the elephant came
and they said, "Man, what do they call it? Death by misadventure?" I'm like, no. That's literally how they labeled it. I'm like, you got stomped by an elephant.
The goal is to see, I guess, what they call the big 4 or the big 5. I can't remember how many there are.
Lion, elephant,
rhino,
hippo,
and
what was the fifth one?
Leopard.
Oh, really? Did you see any leopards?
So. Oh, yeah.
Did you see all big 5?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
If they're all 4, I saw the big 4. If it's 5, I can't remember the number. I saw 5. It could be the big 6. I saw all. Either way,
I saw
a lot of them. I checked the boxes. I saw saltwater freshwater crocodiles.
Okay,
that was pretty crazy.
Are they in the same water as the hippos?
They were in the Victoria Falls River. And the problem with that was that I was ziplining over the river, and I kept looking at the carabiners like, "Come on, mother." Don't go bad now, buddy.
You know.
You could have fallen in the river, man. It'd been like Pitfall.
Right. Damn.
Next thing you know.
Hello, Bill. Welcome to the men's room.
Hookers and beer.
Hola.
So, story is we're on our way to work. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're on our way to work, and 4 of us, me and my buddy are in the back of the truck in the camper shell, and my dad buddy are in the front. And we're in this traffic jam in L.A. We finally get up to the accident, and we see a bunch of cops with gloves on picking up bits and pieces of this guy, putting it on a gurney.
Oh, damn.
Motorcyclist?
Come to find out, a guy had jumped off the overpass and got
no.
wrapped up in the back tires of a UPS truck.
Ew. Jeez, man.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, that's
bits and pieces of the guy.
How old
my buddy's sleeping in the back of the truck. I'm going, Joe, wake up. You got to see this. Check this out. He got up a little bit, looked out the window, and he almost lost it. It was that bad.
Well, yeah, you don't want to wake up and see that.
Yeah, especially,
right?
A dead body is bad enough, but body pieces, it changes everything.
Yes.
It's awful.
So we were in New Mexico, man, and in the middle of nowhere, everyone's driving, 90 miles an hour was slow. We're going 95, people are still passing us. Then there's this guy just standing in the middle of the highway, but he's waving people like, slow down, pull over, whatever. So we come to a stop. Then we hear a helicopter, and we're looking around to see where it is because it's super loud. And then we realize it has landed in a median directly beside our car. So the wash from the propellers, like blowing all these rocks and crap against the car. It was a rental, so I didn't care. But the thing lands, and we're still not tracking. We don't realize there's an accident about a half mile down the road. And when you're going that fast, and I'm guessing it was head on, like the line, just the length of pieces of car and people were kind of bad. And I remember when we started driving away, we finally get up to where the accident had happened. Then we had to slow down again, and there's a dead body to our left. So we distract the kids, because my wife and I both see it. So we're like, hey, guys. So now they're looking at us, and I'm just looking out the window like, that is a very, 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 very dead body. Very, very dead. And the wreckage, the carnage was unbelievable. But the saddest part about it was we're going maybe 10 miles an hour at this point. We make it about another 50 feet. And there's just this little girl being consoled by someone.
Oh, Jesus.
She was okay physically, but I'm just like, oh, God. Like, this is the last thing I wanted to see. We were just so quiet and miserable for the rest of that car ride, man.
What is the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands for the super athletic stuff, like running gear for cruising up the trail. Woo! And the super athletic-ish stuff, like fishing gear for chilling by the creek. Nice cast. Fitness apparel to push for higher reps. You got this. And golf balls priced so you can afford to lose one. Or a few. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
Hinge Health Enso relieves muscle pain in minutes. It's an FDA-cleared device that delivers drug-free relief on the go, so you could feel better by the end of your favorite podcast. Check your eligibility at hingehealth.com/move.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
You've probably heard it said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that idea applies not just to words, but to the way you move through life. It's about setting an example, taking the lead, and adapting to whatever comes your way. That's why people love the Range Rover Sport. It's a vehicle that embodies that mindset, blending power, poise, and performance. With its distinctly British design and exquisite interiors, it's immediately clear this isn't just a car. It's a statement. Inside, innovations like the cabin air purification system and active noise cancellation create a level of comfort and control that feels effortless. And with 7 terrain modes and a choice of powerful engines, including a plug-in hybrid with an estimated range of 53 miles, the Range Rover Sport balances raw power with refinement. Dynamic, agile, and truly instinctive, it reflects a confident, intentional way of driving and living. Build your Range Rover Sport at rangerover.com/US/sport.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't clone you, but it can streamline your hiring workflow. From posting jobs to shortlisting candidates to interviewing, LinkedIn Hiring Pro is the hiring partner you need, so you can focus on connecting with the right talent. In fact, small businesses report saving over 6 hours per week. So hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/Pandora.
Not all heating systems or homes are the same.
and that's why we don't do one-size-fits-all replacements. Angor Home Comfort's experienced design technicians come to your home, assess your layout, insulation, and energy use, and design a heat pump system that actually fits your needs. The result? Better comfort, quieter operation, and significantly lower energy costs. With our free in-home estimates, flexible financing, and even 0% options, upgrading has never made more sense. Call Angor Home Comfort today at 360-614-4543 to see what smart comfort looks like for your home.
Hinge Health offers access to virtual physical therapy and pelvic floor care at no cost to you. So you can get down with your favorite 90s song and get back up. Twist without a shout and drop it like it's hot without a single leak. Because your body is made to move. And Hinge Health helps it stay in motion. Check your eligibility at hingehealth.com/move. Hinge Health. Everybody moving.
Go on, get a little out there, into the big heart of Nevada, where you can go off-road and off the map, on 2 lakes or on horseback. Dip into hot springs and dive into deserts. Climb a mountain or make your best effort. See thousands of stars in some of the darkest skies. Stake out haunted hotels. Can you make it to sunrise? There's always something new to see, because we've got plenty of space to just be. Plan your trip at travelnevada.com.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Well, we'll continue this action, but a moderate geomagnetic storm is expected in the early hours of tomorrow morning, which could be tonight.
What does that mean for us?
That could make the northern lights visible in more than a dozen states overnight, including as far south as Nebraska and Iowa.
Damn.
Storm caused by solar activity, disruptions in Earth's upper atmosphere, is predicted to peak Thursday morning. So, overnight tonight, and drive the visibility of the northern lights south of the Canadian border. They say it's a 6 on a scale of 9 on the KP index. Not sure what that is.
I have no idea.
That's all part of coronal mass ejection.
Sounds sexy.
An eruption of plasma and magnetic fields from the sun's outer atmosphere. So, as far as tonight, all of Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Maine might have a chance to see the northern lights, according to the forecast, along with essentially all of Washington, Vermont, and New Hampshire. Northern portions of Nebraska, Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Iowa, and Illinois are also included. Our question, what is the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
You ever seen the Northern Lights?
I have not.
Me neither. Now, Ted, did you see them or did you get a picture of them?
I mean, you could kind of see them. What was that, like?
A year ago, 2 years ago?
A year ago. So, right, like, to the naked eye, it was kind of hard to see them, but like, when we took a picture, they showed up really bright.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I've always
Where
just wanted
were you
to
here?
see it.
Yeah. So just outside my house.
Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to see it tonight because it's supposed to rain.
Yeah, we got the clouds.
Yeah, well, the clouds don't help.
What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
There's a good question.
What's that?
How many, like, stuff that happens in the sky have we missed living in an area that has a lot of cloud cover?
A lot, man. There was, I want to say there was like the planetary alignment, they're like, hey, it's cool as a human being. You see them kind of all in a row. This many planets. Oh, we got the clouds coming. I go, all right. Hey, meteor shower coming. It's going to last for like 3 days because we're, Earth's blowing through whatever. Cloud cover. Missed it. Hey, Northern Lights, everybody. But you're not going to see it because of the cloud cover.
And look, I'm not bitching, but I said this on New Year's Eve on social media. I was like, let's just stop scheduling that drone show.
Right.
For some reason on New Year's Eve, it's going to be foggy.
Yeah. I mean, doing the drone show, like, no one can see it. Save it for 4th of July. That would be my thought. Don't do it New Year's Eve. Save it for 4th of July.
How many supermoons and eclipses have we missed?
The one that killed me, I guess it was the total eclipse, whatever, last year and a half ago. And the best possible place to see it on this planet, Mazatlan, Mexico. And we were in Mazatlan, Mexico.
Boom.
Our flight out was the day that the eclipse was going to happen.
So
we
you
stayed there for, and I mean, like, NASA was
But people
down there.
came down there for that.
Yes. I mean, we're talking scientists, tourists, all of these people poured into town because they were just for whatever reason.
So that was going to be the most coverage of any visible place.
Absolutely. And I mean, specifically, they said like Mazatlan, or if you're just lateral to it, but Mazatlan's a city, right? So I was like, well, that's cool. When does it happen? And our flight was maybe an hour and a half before the eclipse hit. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, we are literally the one place on Earth. They said,
you're there.
This is the best spot, and we're leaving the day it happened.
What is the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hey, guys. Hey, I love your show. You guys have gotten me through some really tough times, and I really appreciate it. You guys crack me up on a daily basis.
Oh, thank you, man.
I appreciate you.
So the craziest thing for me was my wife was pregnant, and we were going to do a home birth on Whidbey Island. As crazy as that sounds.
Whose idea was that? I already know the answer. Okay.
It was both. So we had a midwife. Of course, the midwife was off island. So she goes into labor. We call her friend to come over to help. And turns out to be a really quick labor. We were going to do in a birth tub. So I start trying to set up the birth tub. My wife goes into the shower with her friend to take a shower. So they come back out of the shower. Her friend says, I don't think you're going to have time to set up that tub. So she went in, got on all fours on the bed, and that was her last position. Starts giving birth. The midwife can't get there. We had a backup midwife on the island. She couldn't get there either. So we did the whole thing with the midwife on the phone with my wife's friend. So she's giving me instructions. So the baby starts coming out. There's something like right near her neck. And so I'm thinking it's the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out, trying not to let my wife know I'm freaking out. And I'm looking at my wife's friend, and she's giving me the big shrug, like she doesn't know what's going on. Oh, and her water never broke also. So the baby's born in the sack.
Oh, so that's what you're seeing. So basically
Right.
you're just looking at the placenta.
Well, no, it turned out to be her hand was up next to her neck.
Oh,
and her hand was coming out. So anyway, she's coming out in the sack, and so the midwife says, well, you're just going to have to tear the sack.
Go.
So I'm thinking it's going to be like super hard to tear, but it tore like nothing. Like
You're
not
a
even
strong
a
like bull.
sack. It was crazy.
Yes. Oh, my God, man.
So did you catch the baby?
I did.
So she's given birth on all fours, kind of like how she was conceived.
Correct.
I remember that position.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And the baby gets about halfway out, and my wife's like ready. She's like, okay, can I turn around? I was like, no, she's not quite out yet.
Well, you can turn around. I mean, you can turn around if you want to, but you're not going to see anything.
I just got to walk to the other side of the bed.
Exactly. Here you want a mirror?
So how long did this entire process take?
It was, she went in labor. It was like half an hour or less before she gave birth.
Do you have a little boy or a little girl?
Little girl.
Okay. Now, my question is, I'm in this scenario. All I know is the crap I've heard on TV, all right? So I find some clean rags, some water. I tell them to push. What am I missing? Because there's no freaking way that's it.
Maybe some vegetable oil. Just tell Blue that up.
It was super quick. It was crazy. Our first kid, this was our third kid. The first kid, we tried for a home birth and ended up in the hospital with a C-section.
Okay, that's fair.
So second one was a home birth also. Third one was a home birth. And those two went really smooth. It was just, polar opposite of the first one.
Well,
how much money do you think you saved?
Humans have been around a long time without hospitals.
Yeah, we figured it out. How much money do you think you saved by doing the home birth?
Oh, my God. I have no idea.
A ton. I do. You saved a
$10,000.
lot.
But I feel like this is a common problem. Like, I know a couple that does home births, right?
Okay.
First one was fine.
Yeah.
Midwife got there. Second one was basically this guy's story. Like, my buddy had to physically deliver the baby.
Like that. It's just not something I want to do. Obviously, I would do it, but...
Does it make it more of an intimate experience for you? As far as
I think intimate is the wrong word.
Being part of the process. Even though you're really not. She's doing all the work.
I feel like the fear level goes through the roof, too.
Especially when they say, oh, she's in a sack. Like, look, I did not sign up for this.
Did you know the sex of the baby?
Well, yeah, eventually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You didn't get a whatever those things are. Whatever they are.
Ultrascan.
Oh no, we never got an ultrasound, so we didn't know before.
Right.
Yeah, before she was born.
Good. I tend to believe. In other words, instead of worrying about what color the paint's going to be in the kid's room, that I would rather just not know.
Really?
No.
I mean, we knew just it didn't matter. I mean, look, as long as the kid was healthy, do not care, right? So when they're showing me the ultrasound, and it's funny because they show you the ultrasound, and they'll say, like, hey, it's a girl. But when you, as the average person looking at the ultrasound, you're like, what? Where's the tell, right? It's not like you just see a vagina. You don't just see a penis. But I don't know what they are looking at because, like, that, it's just not visible to me in the ultrasound. But like, oh, no, it's a boy.
Well, the thing with me was that I did not want to know, but she's like, well, she looks pretty good in there. And I was like, oh.
Well, now you know.
Now I know. But how come you didn't see the fact that, well, she didn't have an esophagus?
Right. You can tell that it's a girl.
But you couldn't see that the kid didn't have a freaking esophagus? Because if not, the kid wouldn't have been born where the kid was born. It would have been born in a specialty center.
That is a strong point.
Instead of taking a helicopter ride, which was not cheap.
But it's weird because they'll show you the ultrasound, like, you're pregnant, and they point at it. And now, look, as you go on, you can start seeing a human being in there. But the first ultrasound you get, they're like, there's your baby. And I'm like, that is a blob. I do not know what this is.
What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Speaking of childbirth, all right, so my wife delivers both kids in the hospital. It is what it is. I will say there were some things that I cannot unsee that I did not expect to see, and little of it had to do with the actual birth of the child. It's everything leading up to that. You're kind of like, I did not know that part of your body could do that. You know, it looks like Louis Armstrong about to blow into his trumpet, man. I'm like, oh, trust me, I cannot get that image out of my head. But there's the story that we have. So this woman gives birth. Okay. Her husband delivers the baby. All right. They did it at Burning Man. That's crazy. The super crazy part, Ted, is she didn't know she was pregnant. So I want you to, you're at Burning Man doing what people do at Burning Man. She does not know she's pregnant. He does not know she's pregnant. She starts complaining that she's in a lot of pain, right? And it starts getting real bad where he's taking it serious, then realizes, like, I think your water broke. And we're going to have a baby. And she's like, I'm not pregnant. It's like, you are, because there's a baby coming out. At Burning Man. Yeah, dude, I'm just like, that is a bad situation. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Yo, hey, one time I was sitting on a beach in Eureka, California. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was just barely coming up. I was drinking some coffee, and I look out. I see these seals swimming across, and then all of a sudden I see this shark come up underneath the seal and just take it right out of this water. It was amazing.
Was it a great white coming up?
It was.
Yeah, they strike from the bottom up, just like the Jaws poster.
Is it badass?
Just like the Jaws poster.
That is
pretty
cool.
gnarly.
Did it knock it up into the air? Did it breach at all, or did it just come up and take it?
It did breach. It knocked it up in the air, and there was blood that flew. There was water that flew, and then there was a shark, and I was like, no friggin' way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm guessing the other seals just keep hauling ass, right?
The rest of the seals just kind of looked around like, oh, I'm glad it wasn't me.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And did you go swimming in the ocean after that?
In fact, no.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, after I see that, I'm like, I think I'm done with saltwater.
Yeah, that for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a guy was in Australia? The guy was attacked by a shark, and he was killed, but all the witnesses that saw it.
Oh, yeah. Like, half of his body was hanging out of that thing while he screamed for 30 seconds.
Yeah, these people were like in shock.
They were traumatized.
You actually felt worse for the witnesses than you did for the guy.
As a matter of fact, they could not get a quote from anybody who saw this.
Right.
I mean, for the newspaper, TV, nobody wanted to say a word.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
And the thing was like 22 feet long.
Damn.
What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Luke. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know about this, but this happened about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I was about to take my dog for a walk, and then my mom, she let me know that this lady in our neighborhood, she posted this video on our neighborhood's Facebook page. There was a black bear cub walking around in her backyard for about a minute and a half and then just hopped over the fence. And, of course, you probably can guess what happened next thing. Be careful. We don't want our dog to get eaten by the mother bear, or worse, you getting mauled and eaten alive. So, obviously, I made sure to stay on high alert for both my own sake and our dogs. So this anxiety lasted for maybe about a month and a half, and After that, we never saw that cub or its mom. So we just thought, okay, the coast must be clear. And in case you didn't know, to provide more context, this was right between South Hill, Puyallup, and Graham.
Okay. Well, at least you didn't get eaten.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll maul you, the black bear, but they're not going to eat you, right?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like they mainly
to-
attack if there's the.
I know
there's
they'll
cubs.
attack
There's
you.
cubs.
Well, sure, right? And I mean, even as a parent, I get it. You know, you would too. Someone's messing with your kid, like you were over there. But I know, like, a grizzly bear will eat your ass and all that. So I get that the black bear will attack you, but like, when they're done, if they take you out, will they drag your ass away and eat you, or do they just kill you?
I just know, like, when I see the videos of the idiots on the East Coast where the brown bears are, just like they come up to the picnic table, they give them like a bologna sandwich, and the bear just sits there and eats it with them. And I'm just like, and that was in Maryland. Remember that video?
That was a black bear.
Was that a black bear?
Yeah, it was a black bear. Dude.
Okay.
But it's still, I think they said probably the best thing is don't panic. It's going to take the food one way or another. Maybe we just give it to it. And keep
Well,
it going.
also, if a black bear, though, if it mauls you.
Yeah, all right.
Maybe it's like, just take a little nibble. I mean, I already kind of mauled this human.
I mean, I'm just curious. You know, like a polar bear is going to eat you, a grizzly bear is going to eat you.
People eat roadkill. That's not an intentional
do
kill, right? Guess my car kind of mauled this squirrel. I could still eat it.
Yeah, you could do that, yes.
So I'm saying I don't know that they actively eat humans, but
opportunity arises.
Yeah, once you've mauled something, might as well take a little nibble.
To me, when I was driving back home to West Virginia and Western Maryland, the size of that black bear that the 18-wheeler hit.
Yeah.
Now, that thing was in his grill. I mean, and that grill was
That's why I hit him.
That grill was like, like a really nice rig 18-wheeler grill. Like
It was, yes.
It was. And the bear was in there. But the size of that thing's paws, and it also had its tongue hanging out, and the size of its head and its tongue, that was the thing where I was just like, this thing is huge.
And it was a black bear.
It was. I'm driving down the highway, and it's night, and it looks like, a war has gone on the road. It's just covered in blood.
Okay.
And then down the road, probably no more than a quarter mile, is the 18-wheeler off on the side with its hazards on. And that trail of blood is following that 18-wheeler. So I pull over because I don't know what's going on. I wanted to see if the guy was okay. Like, I think the meat in the back of your truck's going bad. I don't know what's going on because I had no idea. And he's out in the front looking at it. We were really the only people on the road. It was probably 1 o'clock in the morning. And he's just looking at the grill, and his radiator's going
Of course.
nuts. He's screwed. But the size of that bear, and it was cold that night. And so, like, all of just the heat that was coming off of him into the air and the smell of that guy.
I was going to ask, what did it smell like?
Like someone who hadn't bathed their entire life. What's the craziest thing that you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands for the super athletic stuff, like running gear for cruising up the trail. Woo! And the super athletic-ish stuff, like fishing gear for chilling by the creek. Nice cast. Fitness apparel to push for higher reps. You got this. And golf balls priced so you can afford to lose one. Or a few. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't clone you, but it can streamline your hiring workflow. From posting jobs to shortlisting candidates to interviewing, LinkedIn Hiring Pro is the hiring partner you need, so you can focus on connecting with the right talent. In fact, small businesses report saving over 6 hours per week. So hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/Pandora.
Go on, get a little out there into the big heart of Nevada, where you can go off-road and off the map, on 2 lakes or on horseback. Dip into hot springs and dive into deserts. Climb a mountain or make your best effort. See thousands of stars in some of the darkest skies. Stake out haunted hotels. Can you make it to sunrise? There's always something new to see, because we've got plenty of space to just be. Plan your trip at travelnevada.com.
Sold! Here are the keys to your new home. New beginnings sound exciting. From a new marriage to a new home, having access to legal help comes in handy. With Legal Shield, you can connect with a designated law firm that knows your state laws, helping with prenups, real estate contracts, and even wills and estate planning, starting around $1 a day. Legal Shield. Real lawyers, really affordable. For 10% off your annual subscription, sign up at LegalShield.com today. That's LegalShield.com. Legal Shield does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Who Sucks Last coming up at 4:30 right after emails on our question, what is the craziest thing that you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Archer. Welcome to the men's room.
Greetings, my friends. Mostly sober Archer here.
Hola. Hola.
Bit of a blast from the past. 1983. On a trip from Wenatchee, Washington, back to Spokane from the BMX races. Yes, that's right. And there's a bit of a mountain pass there, and you got to go up this hill and down this. Well, we're cruising along, old vintage car. My buddy Nick's uncle's driving, and this car with this gal with long earrings and short blonde hair, like a Cadillac or something, four-door thing, goes flying by at about 100 miles an hour up the hill. And we're like, man, what's with that gal? And we got up around the corner about, 5 minutes later, and the car's on the side of the road. And she's standing out there, and there's someone else, and the interior of the car is full of smoke. And this guy's like walking around like a detective checking out, and walks over to his car, and he's got this little fire extinguisher. He thinks he's going to open the door and put the fire out. He opened the door, and the whole thing just went poof.
It exploded?
No, just the interior, because all that carbon. Apparently, the guy was smoking and flicked a cigarette out the window, and flew back in the back seat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now she's sitting there. So, she rolled what happened? I don't know. She must have rolled the window up somewhere. I think what happened, I think she rolled the window down to flick a cigarette out, and it didn't go out. She rolled the window back up.
And then it just smolders.
Yeah. And when that guy opened the door, the interior just went whoosh. So now we're sitting there, and this guy takes a step back like, whoa, not much I can do about that. We thought we'd better stay there just in case, And we sat there and watched this car burn and burn and burn. And pretty soon we hear sirens coming. And we look behind us and, it's a tanker truck. And, this is uphill. Those guys that's a lot of weight to carry. So they're in low gear going up the hill. And they get about a quarter mile away on that car in front of us. Kaboom.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just like the scene out of the movie. That thing jumped about 10 feet off the ground, came back down, and by the time the fire department got there and put it out, there was nothing left.
She really blew it.
Hey-o.
She really blew it, yeah.
It's a blew it past jump.
Yes, blew it past.
See what I did there? What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Alejandro. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Gentlemen. So I grew up in Mexico, so I spent a lot of my childhood there. It was about almost an hour walk from the small little town that we used to live at towards the main part of town. And I used to go there because, girls. One of the times that I'm going through, I start hearing what sounds like a bull screaming, just shouting, just yelling. Just as far as, just these two bulls just screaming their heart out. And this area was a little... So you pass by there and you'd see all this little water passing by. So as I get closer to it, I'm seeing these two big bulls. One's a Brahmin and one is a Simmental, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with them.
I am not.
Brahmins are these giant... It's like a... You ever see the cartoons? They just all these giant bulls with this giant hump on the top of them.
Yeah.
Those things are massive. When you're a child, those things look gigantic. A Simmental is a smaller but more bulkier bull. Anyways, I'm getting closer to it. I'm hearing all this going on. And mind you, this is by a little creek, which eventually goes to a river, maybe about 10 feet long. As I get there, I see this Brahmin just at the top of the Simmental, and he has him right in the water. He is pinning this animal down. This animal's struggling to get up, can't get up at all. And I watched this bull drown the other one.
Jeez, wow.
Right.
That's pretty wild.
Oh, he drowned him. And then, so it took me about 30 minutes to go back and tell my grandfather, because, I just saw this. Animal's dead. So we all load up on the truck. My grandfather grabs a bunch of knives, a bunch of, cleaning supplies. Maybe about 5 of us go down back to the creek, and we start gutting, skinning the bull. Because, it's dead now. You can't bring it back to life, so we need to
might as well get some steaks.
All right. Yeah. So we skinned that bad boy there. I remember my mother giving me the stomach so I can clean it up to make menudo later that day. But watching these two animals fight, incredible.
Yeah, the free dinner.
Could you tell
free dinner too.
Could you tell that the menudo was fresh based on the other menudo that you'd eaten?
Oh, I mean, I cleaned the stomach lining, so I cleaned it and then we cooked it up that same night.
What exactly is in menudo, right? So I know that's the stomach or stomach lining, whatever it is. What else goes into that?
Well, you can put whatever stuff you like. For example, in my menudo, I like hominy, which we make pozole with hominy. But my menudo, I like eating with a little bit of hominy. And then we use, depending on the broth that they're using, I'm not entirely sure what else, veggie-wise, you can put on there. You can put whatever you want on there.
Okay.
I like topping my menudo with red cabbage, onions, radish, sliced radish in that bad boy, and then just eating it up.
So what does menudo translate to in English? Because my first introduction to menudo was that everlasting boy band. So, does their name just mean soup, or is there some actual meaning in it?
No, I don't. I'm not entirely sure. There's some words in Spanish that don't translate at all to English.
Okay.
I think menudo is just the name of the dish. It's like pozole. Pozole is just the name of that specific dish.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
Maybe they just knew people could say it.
That might be it. Guys, just say menudo. You're going to the U.S. now.
It took me 20 years to realize how many Mexican restaurants are just named after towns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why it's always
When do
weird.
they kick the guys out of menudo? 16? 18?
I don't know. I missed all that.
I think it might be 18.
18?
I think. Something like that.
What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Tripe, though. It just has to have a unique taste.
But, menudo's cooked differently than just when you eat tripe. I feel like menudo, it is prepared with some love and care, where tripe's is kind of it's available. Just do something with it, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
people
not a fan
swear
either.
by it, and I know people swear by it for hangovers.
They
too.
do, sure. I mean, right. I've never been that hungover where I'm I want some tripe. I'll just deal with the guys. It's all good. Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, it's Kevin. I was in the Navy way back when, and we were in Long Beach and San Ysidro. We were in dry dock, and we saw an earthquake coming. Me and my buddy were at the signal shack and we just filled the dry dock up with water, so the ship was buoyancy. And we're looking out there as far as we can see, and it's hazy. I looked at him, he looks at me. I'm like, "Is that blurry?" He's like, "Yeah." And as soon as it got to the base and started shaking the cranes, we knew it was an earthquake we just saw.
That's wild.
That's crazy to see one but not have to experience it.
I guess your boat didn't sway at all.
No, the ship went up and down, but that's about it, because it was in a containment area.
Okay.
For the dry dock. They just put the water in that day, and that's why we were up in the signal shack above the bridge wing. We can see way out there, San Ysidro, right above the Long Beach area.
You guys get any tsunami out of that?
Not that I know of. I didn't even think about tsunamis. I didn't even think about that then.
Nobody did until 2004. Then it's on everyone's radar, right? But so when you visibly see an earthquake, because the way it's explained to me, at least how it feels, people said it feels like the ground is kind of like liquid. Mm-hmm. Almost like there's waves moving under. Is that what it looks like when you see it?
Yeah, it's coming towards you like tremors, and it's unfocused. Everything is just shaking until it got to the big cranes next to the ship. And these are the biggest cranes in the world, and these cranes were just hucking and bucking and everything else, and yeah, it was pretty crazy.
How long did it last?
We just saw an earthquake.
How long did it last? 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 2 minutes?
And that one lasted for as long as we were up there, maybe about 45 seconds when we first started seeing it.
That's the other thing, because apparently, and again, I have not experienced an earthquake, but my understanding is typically they don't last long, but even in that short period, they do all that damage. And there was a place, God, I don't remember if it was in the U.S., somewhere on this planet, obviously, within the last 3 or 4 years, they had an earthquake, but it lasted for like 2 minutes. And that was their big problem. So they're like, look, most earthquakes do not last that long. And in that little bit of time, they can do damage. It may have been in Asia somewhere, but they were like, it just wouldn't stop. Yeah. Right? So, and they had experienced earthquakes before, but even the people that had experienced before were like, yo, man, like this one would not end. And we honestly started thinking, this is the end of the world. Like it should have stopped by now.
What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, boys.
Hola.
How y'all doing?
We're doing good, Amanda. Thank you. How about you?
I'm doing pretty hot. I'm good. So I want to let you guys know, first of all, I was listening yesterday to Ted talking about going to some college games and going to Penn State in particular.
Yeah.
And they suck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were not friendly
Are
people.
you agreeing with Ted? Is that what you're doing here?
That's what I'm doing here. Yeah, I agree. Full throttle. I believe it. I've seen it. I've been there. I've done it. I will not do it again.
Damn.
Who did you go there as a fan of?
Well, honestly, I was just in Penn State, and I heard that the Happy Valley had some real fun games, and it was a fun, good time. I have some family members who live out there in Gettysburg, so I was just like, all right, let's go. And so I went. I was tailgating. That was okay. But then you get into the stadium, and it is just an S show. Not nice people. I will never do it again. I won't eat the food. Well, I'll eat the food, but I won't hang with the people.
I mean, it almost teeters on like they're like self-important.
Okay, I know what you're
That
saying.
makes sense.
That's a horrible vibe, dude.
Like, that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, because Miles was asking me during the break, and I'm like, no, dude, like, I don't know how to explain it. And we were even cheering for Penn State that weekend.
Right, you're doing everything right.
They just aren't friendly.
Happy
and I
Valley.
mean, I sat there and I was like, can I breathe? Is it okay if I take a breath? Because it's like you're hanging out with people who don't know who you are, and you know that you're sticking out. So it's very awkward and uncomfortable. And it's like trying to go poop in someone else's house.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
That's a good way to explain it.
Yeah, it just
All right.
stinks.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What was the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes?
So I was a kid. I was really young. I come from Long Beach, California, and this is in the times of the LA riots, Rodney King stuff going on. So I lived in the thick of Long Beach, and my school we had to get out of school early because everything was going on. And I go into my neighborhood, and there's like all kinds of tires like on fire in front of houses, and just some crazy stuff anyway. And then it comes to be, I guess my bedtime at the time was like around 9 p.m. So I live in one of these Spanish stucco houses, big window. It's an arch window, so you can see everything. And I'm looking out, saying my goodnight to my dad. And all of a sudden, bam, like this huge whoosh, big fireball. There was just this big shaking feeling on my window. You could feel the heat, and a car had exploded like across the street in front of this house that I lived by, and the dang car just exploded. Like pieces, the shrapnel, if that's what you can call it, of the car had come in my yard. The window, our front window, and the front of our house had gotten burned a little bit, not from the fire itself, but from the heat. And I grew up with earthquakes too, but this is like a rattle and a big just bang. I thought my house was going to fall down, but it was crazy. I will never forget the feeling, the heat of it, the bam of it, the jolt of it. It was scary.
Yeah, I bet. But not as scary as Penn State. How many days did those riots go on? I mean, I was alive for it. I'm very aware of it. But how many days? Because you said you got out of school early. So did they tell you not to go to school for a couple of days or what?
Well, no, I'll just say we're thick out there. Growing up out there was always, you have to be a thick person to be out there in the first place. But what happened was it was like mobs of people starting to loot, there's songs about it by Sublime, right? It was weeks. It was not just like a couple days. I want to say it was like a week and a half, but the thick of it was, I want to say like probably 4 days in, it got to be like kind of shady, and people from LA were coming down to Long Beach, and San Pedro people were coming down. So it was just getting to be more and more people. And that's why we had to get out of school early, just because it was getting, the riots were getting to be a lot, bigger and
Sure.
a little bit more threatening and scary.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah. I still would have been like, all right, well, I'm out of school.
That as a kid,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Like whatever
How
the
many
reason.
days? How many days? All right.
All right, cool.
Let them do whatever they want. What's the craziest thing you've seen with your own eyes? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tony. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, fellas.
Hola.
Thanks for your show. It's completely awesome.
Oh, thank you,
Tony.
dude.
Yeah, driver's ed story. I've been doing it for 26 years or so. So there's lots of stories, but this one was, I was on a road with two girls, and we looked over the river, not the driver, but, and there was somebody getting karaoke performed.
Okay.
And so the girl that says nothing says, she's doing karaoke in a different way, but
Of course. Doing Bob Dylan, Blowing in the Wind.
yes. And then the beauty was there was a teacher behind us who the next day said, "Did you see what was happening on the river?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And so, and there's many, many stories, but
it's memorable.
How many times as a driver's ed instructor did you think you were going to die?
well, you have a break. So your job is to make sure that that doesn't happen. But there's been a couple times. I was getting on the freeway one time with a gal, and she panicked and slammed on the brake with cars behind us.
Oh.
I had to kick her foot off the gas, off the brake, and hit the gas, pull over to the side, and said, "We're done for the day."
Yeah. What's up with all the stickers? Everybody's a student driver now. Do you believe it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you really believe that 50% of the cars on the road right now in Seattle are learning to drive?
I mean, like a BMW 6 Series. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're learning to
there's
drive.
No
Yeah.
freaking, and look,
A Tesla, you're learning to drive.
and even if your parents own the BMW 6 Series, they're not teaching you to drive in that.
When I learned to drive, I was in a $2,000 beater. Those,
Exactly.
I didn't get a new car. How many people really out there are learning to drive for real?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's parents that, they'll pay for it 3 times because they don't want to drive with their kids.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Everyone out there cannot be learning to frickin' drive.
It just seems like all of a sudden you see so many.
I
of
know.
them.
Like,
In the
where are
last,
you
2
buying
years.
these? Where are you buying these? I've never even seen them for sale. Where do you get them?
Maybe it's just on Amazon. Like,
No.
a patient new driver kind of thing.
It's almost like KISW. You should just have that bumper sticker.
KISW, you're a new driver.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Come on. Please, get off the road.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So probably about 10 years ago, I was a freshman in high school weaving physical therapy in Mukilteo. Walked out of the building and looked up in the sky, and there was a Cessna falling out of the sky onto the speedway. And what we thought happened was we thought that it hit the gas station because there was a giant fireball. So my dad kind of looks at me. He's like, "Yo, dude, you don't have to come."
New year, new me? Cute. But how about new year, new money? I mean, let's be honest. Good vibes and vision boards are great. But getting your finances together? That's the real new you. With Experian, you can take control of your money moves. Check your FICO score, keep tabs on your credit, find ways to save, and even get matched with credit card offers. All in one app. Oh, think of it like your financial hype team, helping you level up while you're out there crushing those New Year's goals. Hitting the gym, booking that trip, finally starting the side hustle. Whatever your new me looks like this year. So yeah, new year, new money sounds way better, right? Start the year off strong. Download the Experian app today. Based on FICO Score 8 model. Offers and approval not guaranteed. Eligibility requirements and terms apply. Subject to credit check, which may impact your credit scores. Offers not available in all states. See Experian.com for details.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra vutrisiran is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Charmin Ultra Strong. You can use less, better than the rest. Charmin Ultra Strong. Your booty past the clean test. Salmon weave texture, it's the best. Study up, teach a lesson on fresh. Your booty past the clean test. Yes, sir. Charmin Ultra Strong.
Charmin Ultra Strong with diamond weave texture cleans better than the leading one-ply brand, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. Ready to refresh your wardrobe? Nordstrom has all the latest styles for spring, from elevated dresses and denim to standout tops and accessories. Discover the trends and essentials you'll reach for again and again. We've got brands you love like Wave, Princess Polly, Mango, Adidas, and Favorite Daughter. Plus free shipping, free returns, and quick order pickup make updating your closet effortless. Shop in stores at Nordstrom.com or download our app.
You've probably heard it said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that idea applies not just to words, but to the way you move through life. It's about setting an example, taking the lead, and adapting to whatever comes your way. That's why people love the Range Rover Sport. It's a vehicle that embodies that mindset, blending power, poise, and performance. With its distinctly British design and exquisite interiors, it's immediately clear this isn't just a car. It's a statement. Inside, innovations like the cabin air purification system and active noise cancellation create a level of comfort and control that feels effortless. And with 7 terrain modes and a choice of powerful engines, including a plug-in hybrid with an estimated range of 53 miles, the Range Rover Sport balances raw power with refinement. Dynamic, agile, and truly instinctive, it reflects a confident, intentional way of driving and living. Build your Range Rover Sport at rangerover.com/US/sport.
Try and help with this. Just call 911. There might be some stuff you don't want to see, so we both go running over there. I call 911. Somehow, Fireball plane crashes into the busiest street in Mukilteo, and nobody got hurt.
Wow. Except I'm guessing the pilot.
What was it? What was the fireball from? A car that it hit or the plane?
So the plane, the wing had clipped the stoplight.
Oh.
And I believe that the street sign is still scorched. I don't know. As a couple of years ago, they might have changed it, but for quite a while, that street sign was still torched.
And how old were you when this happened?
18?
I was
16.
15, 16.
Okay, because I'm just
Okay.
thinking what your father said, and I understand what your father said. Like, hey, there might be some stuff you don't want to see. But knowing 15 to 16-year-old boys, if there's an explosion, that's exactly what you want to see. That is exactly where you're going to go.
We hauled ass over there.
Yeah, I was going to say, man.
Let's go check this out.
I mean, I was telling Mike the other night, when my kids were much younger, as a parent, you try to censor what they're going to watch and all this kind of thing. And it's late night. I'm watching Jurassic Park. It's on TV. No big deal, right? But my son had gone on and gotten like a glass of water or something. He's like maybe 5 or 6 at the time. Kind of glances at the TV. I'm like, all right, man, go back to bed. But at the moment that he's going to turn the corner and go to bed, it's the scene where the T-Rex eats the lawyer off of the toilet. All right, so it leans down, grabs the lawyer, shakes him like a dog toy, right, and rips him in half, and there's blood everywhere. And I don't know, you just get this feeling like you're being watched. And I look over my shoulder, and my son's just peeking around the wall, and he's like, that was awesome. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Good for you.
That's exactly what boys want to see.
Coming up, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less, and we've got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
With the Venmo debit card, a taco in one hand, and ordering a ride in the other, means you're stacking your rewards. Nice. Get up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash on your favorite brands when you pay with your Venmo debit card. From takeout to rideshares, entertainment, and more. Pick a bundle with your go-tos and start earning cash back at those brands. Venmo Stash Bundle terms and exclusions apply. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
Mazda?
Once you discover the Mazda CX-5,
Mazda?
it doesn't take long to get it. With standard all-wheel drive, a premium interior, and advanced safety features, it's an SUV that gives you more at every turn. It will have you saying,
Mazda.
The Mazda CX-5. It's made to move you.
Every Mazda SUV offers you an elevated driving experience and refined performance. Discover it at Dwayne Lane Skagit Mazda.
Yep, I inherited my dad's nose and his sign up for too many subscriptions gene. But I'm changing the family legacy with Experian, my BFF, big financial friend. Experian could help you cancel over 200 unwanted subscriptions and negotiate lower bills, saving hundreds a year. Now, I can proudly say I also inherited great taste in apps. Get started with the Experian app now. Your big financial friends helping you keep what's worth keeping. Results will vary. Not all bills or subscriptions eligible. Savings not guaranteed. $631 a year. Average savings with 1+ negotiations and 1+ cancellations. Paid membership with connected payment account required. See Experian.com for details.
Experian. Hinge Health offers access to virtual physical therapy and pelvic floor care at no cost to you. So you can get down with your favorite 90s song and get back up. Twist without a shout and drop it like it's hot without a single leak. Because your body is made to move. And Hinge Health helps it stay in motion. Check your eligibility at hingehealth.com/move. Hinge Health. Everybody moving.
You're standing 11 stories above Fremont Street, and then whoosh, you're flying. Wind in your face, neon below your feet, and that electric rush of old Vegas lighting up around you. This isn't just a zip line. This is Slotzilla, a full-throttle 5-block flight through the heart of the Fremont Street experience over roaring crowds, beneath the world's largest overhead screen, alive with music and light. Slotzilla. It's not a ride. It's a Vegas story you'll tell forever. Book your flight now at vegasexperience.com.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to close that gap. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more zeroing in on the one you'll actually end up calling home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Hi, I'm Kirk Cameron. Is health insurance eating up your budget for 2026? If you're looking for ways to better steward your finances, consider this. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a health insurance alternative at half the cost. As a ministry, CHM allows you to share the burden of medical bills with other believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/solution. That's chministries.org/solution.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Who Sucks Last is coming up. First time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com. Couple from our question on the craziest thing you've seen, guys. Happened 2 summers ago. It was about 2:30. Turned off Pacific Avenue to head down Highway 507 on the way to town of Roy, where I lived. Behind 2 cars doing 55, which is the speed limit. Having a bad day and planned on passing the cars in front of me when I got a shot. We go down the first stretch of highway, and as we come around the corner, there is a couple turnouts. Just past the second curve on the other side of the highway, I see a big black figure and turn my head back to the cars in front of me. That was a goddamn black bear.
Oh.
Just as I think, holy yes, it dashes into the highway to cross just as all 3 cars are coming around the bend. Vehicle in the front, thankfully an F-350, because any lesser vehicle would have crumbled when that bear smashed into the front left side of the car. That truck hit the bear. Bear spun around 2 or 3 times. Quickly tried to get up and run, obviously not doing great, but it made it to the bushes and disappeared. The truck that hit it pulled onto the shoulder. I pulled up next to him with a 1,000-yard stare facing forward. I yelled, caught his attention. He rolled down the window, said, "Was that a bear?" He says, that was an effing bear. Asked if he was all right. He said he was. I go to chill for a minute. I said, later, that was that. I still drive that road home every day. From the real James P. Sullivan. A year or so back when I was went outside to take the dogs out to have a cigarette, I'm waiting for them to do their business.
I like that he takes his dogs outside so they can smoke a cigarette.
I hear
it does sound like the dogs are smoking.
Yes,
The way
I took the dogs outside.
Yeah.
to smoke. All right.
Like, do you think they bark? Like, hey, rough.
I hear a
Time for
whirling.
a cig.
Look behind me to see a drone. I'm confused. Why in the hell is a drone in my backyard? But then on the Riverwalk, just off my property, all the tweakers, at least 100, start running to the right, yelling about cops. Then they come back running to the left, yelling about cops. Then I see 2 police SUVs basically box them all in. Turns out PD was doing a sting on all the drug activity going on and arrested 40 people altogether.
Damn.
At one point, the cop asked me what I'm doing outside. I think they assumed I jumped the fence. I was pretty buzzed, so I just shrugged and said, smoking. They left me alone. But I got to see myself on the news with the drone footage the next day.
Oh, very nice.
That from Nathan.
I have been on somebody's front porch at like pretty late, right? Like 2 a.m.
All right.
Right? And it was like in a neighborhood. So I'm out there smoking a joint, and this cop car comes racing up and just stops. Right? And so I'm kind of like, all right. Rolls down the window, and he's like, you the one making all that noise? And I just go, I think it's the house behind me, dude. And he's like, okay.
Was it?
It was.
All right.
There
well,
was like a little park back there, and I could hear those people, but it was just like, I don't blame them. You'd obviously, but it took that half second, like, is this guy on the porch messing with me? I'm like, no, man, it's the guys behind you.
Like, this dude is stoned. He is not the guy.
Right, exactly. Because I had just been sitting there like, damn, in my head, those people are loud.
Guys, I worked at a community college lab. A student was able to make muscle cells twitch with pure caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
It was several minutes of twitching, which is not incredible for our little lab. I can't remember how much caffeine they used, but it was a lot. The coolest part was that these muscle cells were isolated from mice stem cells. So we had to grow the cells up, turn them into muscle cells, then add the caffeine. It's really easy to kill these cells. So we're happy to even get to the point where we could do the experiment. There's a video of it, too. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see them almost sliding around. I tried to zoom in as well as I could. Thanks, guys. That from Liz in Maine.
I used to work with a guy at the seafood restaurant back in Baltimore. Big dude from Guatemala. Had a gold tooth, right? Real nice guy.
All right.
He's just there to prep, but where his prep was kind of behind the oven, so we couldn't see him. And this one day, we're going to do a lobster special, and you got to clean them, gut them, all this kind of crap. So he comes running around the corner. He's super excited. Like, D, come here. You got to see this. You got to see this. So as he's cleaning the lobster, on one corner of his cutting board is like 24 lobster hearts. And he takes a straw, sticks it in his can of Coke, right, loads it up a little bit, drops it on top of these hearts, and they all start jumping and beating. It was disturbing, but he's like, ha, look at that. Look at that, the Coca-Cola, man. It brings it back to life. I'm like, no, they're still dead. But, yeah, the hearts are beating. I'm like, that is good. You just don't realize what caffeine can do. You know, they say it's a stimulant.
That's wild.
They are not kidding. And this Coca-Cola, it's not like just straight caffeine. Just dumping Coke and lobster hearts jumping on the cutting board. And I'm like, this guy is a serial killer. He was too excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Time for a couple birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
All the guys and fine sirs, please wish my son Devin a very happy 35th birthday. Can we have the Dirty Germans? Tell him what happens after you turn 35. And a couple dad jokes for Miles would be great. Thank you so much. That from Julie and from Jazz.
Yeah, you know, in Germany for your 35th birthday, if you're a man, what they do is you finally get to have sex with the woman who has 7 vaginas.
Yeah. They call it the festival of the 7.
Yes, the festival of the 7 vaginas, yeah.
Yeah, Deutschland, it's massive.
Yeah.
All right, couple dad jokes.
Festival of the 7 vaginas.
Yep.
What do you call a Jedi from Mexico that delivers babies? What do you call a Jedi from Mexico that delivers babies?
I don't know.
Obi-Wan?
Yeah, you got
it.
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. You've never even seen Star Wars.
I know.
That was amazing.
Yeah, but I know my wine jokes.
Ted, just when you think vegetables, vegetables don't have phones?
Wait a minute, say it again?
Just when you think vegetables don't have phones.
Yeah?
Onion rings. Ronald McDonald went to pick up a girl for a date, and her dad answered the door. He says, What are your intentions with my daughter? Ronald says, quarter pounder. Bitches, today is our oldest daughter, Amy's 36th trip around the sun. So proud of the woman and mom she is. So let's give her a big old fart, some thrill shotgun gets, and how about some dad jokes for Miles? Love you, kiddo. That from dad and mom. Stay fresh, my friends.
Get! I said get!
What's a dildo farmer's worst fear? What is a dildo farmer's worst fear?
What?
Squatters. What's the difference between a bleach blonde and a 747? The difference between a bleach blonde and a 747.
The amount of passengers?
No, not everyone's been in a 747.
Walking the line, Miles.
How do you tell how heavy a chili pepper is?
How?
Put it on a scale and give it away. Give it away now. What's the difference between green beer and green vomit? What's the difference between green beer and green vomit?
6 hours.
The time of the night on
An hour and a
St.
half.
Patrick's Day.
An hour and a half.
Hour and a
Yeah,
half.
all right.
Guys always walk through the airport holding a basketball.
Oh, yeah?
I'm traveling. What do you call a fat psychic?
A large.
A four-chin teller.
What we call the medium.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Husband always looking at his phone is the subject. Ola, I have a request for a discussion. My husband is constantly, and I do mean constantly, looking at his phone. Now, I'm on a phone a lot too, but I'm with other people. I set it aside. It's so rude and disrespectful. That from frustrated Fran.
Fran, send him naked pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, that way, if he's staring at the phone, at least you know it's somehow a tribute to you. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I mean, is he an influencer? Is this his job?
I don't know. Regarding the caller on Monday about the cat getting a sex change, my in-laws spent thousands of dollars on their cat for the same procedure.
Just the fact that we did have that conversation.
I ended up calling that cat, oh, God, Caitlyn Jenner. I thought it was hilarious. They didn't find it nearly as funny. Stay thirsty. Caitlyn Jenner. More cat stuff. Let's see. I'm pretty sure my cat has pica, that condition where they eat random non-food items.
Yep.
So when she was a kitten, she needed a $7,000 surgery to remove an intestinal blockage. Afterward, they handed me a Ziploc bag and the object, the top rubber piece of a Nerf gun pellet. Luckily, I'd gotten insurance 2 weeks before this happened, but still had to pay about $3,000 out of pocket and had to sweep the entire house for bullets. Needless to say, Nerf guns are banned in my home now.
You know what, man? I wanted to see the competitive eating, but pica.
Eating weird stuff?
Well, yeah. I mean, just like, look, this guy eats cotton balls, so he's got a bowl. How many can he eat in 10 minutes, instead of just hot dogs?
What's that show?
I know the one you're talking
My
about.
Weird Addiction or Weird
I think
Obsession.
it's Weird Addiction, yeah.
Also, it doesn't shock me that a cat would eat a Nerf gun or a Nerf bullet.
No.
Yes.
Seems chewable.
I mean,
And one more. On a question from...
Jesus, I don't think the cat was sad.
Eat a bullet. Jesus Christ. Like, oh, God.
Gentlemen.
Oh, my God, Fluffy.
So this particular day I'm referring to was many years ago. My girlfriend and I broke up because she threw a 3-wick candle at the back of my head. It clunked me hard, knocking me over.
All right. Just stop for a second. You think this guy would be okay if it only had 1 wick?
It'd be better.
I mean,
those are big-ass candles.
That's a candelabra,
man.
basically.
Seems specific. He said, well, there's 3 wicks on it.
Well, you know the one he's talking about, right?
Well, that's a candle holder, but
No.
some candles have 3 wicks.
I think he's talking about the actual candle. Like those candles are the
I see
size
what you're saying.
of a coffee can.
I thought he meant the big one that you buy in the glass jar that just has 3 wicks.
No,
I think you guys are talking about the same thing.
Are we?
Yeah.
No.
One big-ass candle looks like a coffee mug, but it's got 3 wicks up top.
All right. Yeah. I called my brother to help me get my stuff, and I went to stay with him. My brother's friend found out about my terrible day and pulled out a baggie about the size of your fist full of pure Molly. He said, you're going to forget all about her. We proceed to go to bars and clubs around town drinking and partying. I forgot all about old what's-her-name. I remember 4 bars and waking up in my brother's dog's bed. We took a cab everywhere. Don't drive under the influence, kids. That from Dr. Hell.
Calling all sightseers and selfie takers. Welcome to Texas, where a day on our hiking trails will lead to a lifetime of memories. And family road trips become family legends. Where thrill seekers make a splash into spring-fed pools. And picky eaters will clean their plates. This is your invitation to visit Texas and see it for yourself. Visit TravelTexas.com and plan your family's trip today. Let's Texas.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
From the creators of Jury Duty comes a new installment full of hijinks, hilarity, and hot sauce. This season, we're taking the comedy out of the courthouse and into the mountains for an annual company retreat. The catch? Everyone but the new guy is an actor. Oh yeah, and the company is fake. Season 2 arrives with bigger laughs, higher stakes, and the same heart that made Season 1 a cultural phenomenon. Watch Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat, streaming on Prime Video March 20th.
A tax notice, an unexpected bill, fine print, a dispute you can't resolve. 1 minute you're living your best life ever, then suddenly you're Googling, how do I live in my car? Things can spiral fast. Legal Shield makes accessing a lawyer easy and affordable. Starting around $1 a day, you can connect with a designated law firm that knows your state laws and can review your tax problems, landlord issues, real estate contracts, debt navigation, and more. Sign up at LegalShield.com or call 877-ASK-LAW-1. That's 877-ASK-LAW, the number 1. Legal Shield does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Billy.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less.
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Hill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. It's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And this first story, I did late last week, earlier this week. Mike, you covered it in headlines, but it's worth revisiting because the woman sucks. So a mother's been arrested after she left her 12-year-old daughter at Universal City Walk Saturday to go to the bar. Now, deputies responded to a report of a missing child at the Universal City Walk, where they found the girl who was visibly upset, crying, and sitting alone on a bar stool by the bar. Now, according to police, the mother, one Amanda Thorpe, she left and went to a different bar. Now, deputies spoke with the girl. They said she was at the bar with her mom when someone upset her. The mother wanted to leave and go to another bar. The daughter wanted to go back to the hotel room because she's a child. Anyway, the mother became upset and gave her own daughter the middle finger, leaving the bar without her. So she didn't even bring her to the next bar. She just left her ass at the old bar. Now, the witness notified the bartender, who then informed Universal Security. Now, when security found Thorpe, she was alone, dancing with an alcoholic beverage. She told deputies she had no idea her daughter was missing and that she thought she was with her the whole time. She also said she thought her daughter was in the hotel room and not at City Walk. Anyway, she was charged with neglect of a child. The girl's grandfather was notified and picked her up. The Department of Children and Families also informed of the incident. By the way, I don't know if telling the cops, I didn't know she was missing, I thought she was here. To me, that makes it worse.
Because you're not paying attention.
Right. I mean, it'd be better if you said, no, I know where I left her. Not, I thought she was here. As you dance alone with booze.
I like that. Dancing alone.
Alone, yeah. All right, now let's go to Minnesota, where police there, they arrested a man who stole a 3-legged dog from a woman that he met on a dating app. One, Akil Muriala, he's been charged with burglary and stalking in connection with the incident. So he matched with a woman on a dating app, and then they met for 2 dates. After the 2 dates, that was enough for the woman to realize that this dude, not for her. And she told him a relationship is just not in the cards. However, he could not take no for an answer, and he started contacting the woman on social media. He also inundated her phone with calls and text messages. Well, police received a call from a distressed woman claiming someone broke into her home and stole her dog, a 3-legged coonhound Labrador mix named Oriana. She told cops that the footage from her doorbell cam showed this dude at her home a few times that day alone. Well, around 7 p.m., he was captured again by the camera on the front steps of the home trying to lure the dog away with treats. Now, he called the victim as cops were arriving at the woman's residence, and after initially denying that he took the three-legged dog, he eventually admitted that he, in fact, had it. Meanwhile, police at the scene, they listened in on the phone call. So this guy calls the chick. He does not know that the cops are there, right? So she puts it on speaker. So they're listening in on this. So police at the scene listened in on the ongoing chat with the victim. They heard him claim that he looked the woman's address up online, had been stopping by her home regularly, and even watched her from afar as she was in her backyard with another man. After he was arrested, he copped to calling or texting her 30 to 40 times over the previous 2 weeks. He also said that he created a fake number to call her from. And he told cops that he took the three-legged dog as part of a plan to later return the dog in hopes of getting on her good side again. By the way, the dog is back home and was unharmed during the dog napping.
Wow.
One of those guys. And finally, this story's messed up. If you're a teenager, look, I know you guys want to do pranks, you want to have fun, you want to do dangerous stuff. Just pick who your friends are very carefully. So a 15-year-old's been charged in connection with the stunt at the Queensboro Bridge that led to another teenager being rescued. Now, officials said the 15-year-old had been charged with criminal trespass in connection with the incident. So a stunt drew a massive rescue response on the bridge after a 16-year-old fell into a confined space inside of a bridge span. The 16-year-old was with friends when the incident happened, but they weren't the ones who alerted the authorities for help. After videos of the teenager, who, by the way, had fallen 50 feet down a 3 by 3 foot shaft after climbing a section of the bridge. When the video circulated in a WhatsApp, a young woman who saw it is the one who called 911. Quote, I texted them anonymously. I didn't really know what to do because I wasn't there, but I see these kids are panicking, and I was like, if there's someone in critical danger, I need to help. She said the teenager was climbing the bridge with a small group of friends. They left the teenager alone after he fell down the shaft. Now, the 16-year-old boy's mother said the boy had brain injuries, and it's going to take him time to recover. He's still in the hospital. But she says, quote, it's very sad how they left my baby for dead and took his phone and tossed it in either the river or a sewer. He had minutes to live. They left them there for hours, alone, terrified. We found a note. I will get justice for my son. Now, officials said that a second teen, a 14-year-old, is charged with reckless endangerment and criminal trespassing after leaving the 16-year-old trap. Chew. Yeah, that's the worst part. Ted fell down a hole. Let's leave him and ditch his phone.
Okay.
So, I mean, they basically left him to die.
Yeah, the kid fell on a 50-foot, 3 by 3 foot shaft, 50 feet. They panicked, left him there, threw his phone away, and did not alert authorities.
He's still in the hospital.
Still in the hospital.
So that one sucks the most.
But they did, of course, stream it, which ended up being to that kid's benefit because that girl who saw the streams like, Jesus, man, like, call 911. And so she did.
Wow. The stalker's weird because he stole her dog.
Her three-legged dog.
Yeah.
Right.
And
he kept calling and texting
and showing up.
Yeah.
And watching her from afar.
That's just creepy, dude.
Okay. So
I'm not saying this to be funny. I could almost fathom the logic behind I'll take her dog for 2 days and show back up.
Because I'm the hero.
But the basically already stalking her kind of ixnays any excuse you might try to come up with.
Look, I get the hero thing, but it's like, it doesn't work. Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
stupid.
not the way your mind should work.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, based on the fact that the kid was at Universal City Walk,
yes,
which is a theme park with people around, and she was able to get help, and they were able to find her mom, obviously not the parent of the year. I feel bad for the 12-year-old kid, but I think that story sucks the least.
I hate to agree with you, but yeah, just based on where she was.
Right, and there's a lot you could read into that story, but like we have talked about this one before. Like at the end of the day, like it's a 12-year-old. You're on vacation. Like
and
I don't know if the story says it, but like they can't be that far from the hotel. I wouldn't imagine.
I don't think so. I mean, you're at least on the property. You can at least get a shuttle back. Even if you shuttled your kid back and said, I'm going to go back out, that's fine.
And again, I'm not saying you should do this, but that's a 12-year-old kid. I mean, this lady, like, I want to be like, take her back to the hotel room, go to the hotel lobby.
Go downstairs.
Or, like, I don't know. Yeah, that one just, it seems like sucks.
We used to get dropped off at Kennywood when we were that age, and we would just run around and meet back at a certain time.
That was it.
That was it.
Meet me at the stop.
So then we'll go get lunch. So we'll meet back here at 12. and then you guys can go for a couple more hours after that, and then we'll all meet back together. So to me, that was just what happened when I was that old.
Sure.
So, I mean, I could get around. I knew where everything was. I knew when they was going to meet them. I did not know where they were.
But
I
this
knew they
chick-
were in the park doing something.
Right, but at least you had a time to meet. This chick had
Exactly.
no plan. But most people on YouTube agree. This drunk lady sucks the least. At least her daughter, not quite a teenager, but technically can take care of herself for the amount of time. Someone else says, leave your daughter to go to the bar. It sucks the least. Drunk lady sucks the least.
I mean, that lady just sucks, by the way.
Who, drunk lady?
Drunk lady.
Well, yeah.
But just like, you know that drunk woman, right? And I'm sure I should say drunk person. Dudes can do it
We've
too.
all met them.
She just is kind of the stereotype of the drunk chick, right?
Yeah.
She's flipping off her own daughter.
Her own kid.
And then, like, what you said, dancing by herself in
With
the
booze,
bar.
yeah.
Right? Just like, yeah, it's my sound. It's like, oh, God.
Good times.
Right? Like, I'm sorry. We've all seen that person in a
Yes,
bar.
we have.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less. If you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. All right, code to 508. We'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to the Men's Room.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to close that gap. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more zeroing in on the one you'll actually end up calling home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Hi, I'm Kirk Cameron. Is health insurance eating up your budget for 2026? If you're looking for ways to better steward your finances, consider this. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a health insurance alternative at half the cost. As a ministry, CHM allows you to share the burden of medical bills with other believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/solution. That's chministries.org/solution.
Yep, I inherited my dad's nose and his sign up for too many subscriptions gene. But I'm changing the family legacy with Experian, my BFF, big financial friend. Experian could help you cancel over 200 unwanted subscriptions and negotiate lower bills, saving hundreds a year. Now, I can proudly say I also inherited great taste in apps. Get started with the Experian app now. Your big financial friends helping you keep what's worth keeping. Results will vary. Not all bills or subscriptions eligible. Savings not guaranteed. $631 a year. Average savings with 1+ negotiations and 1+ cancellations. Paid membership with connected payment account required. See Experian.com for details.
Experian. Mazda?
Once you discover the Mazda CX-5,
Mazda?
it doesn't take long to get it. With standard all-wheel drive, a premium interior, and advanced safety features, it's an SUV that gives you more at every turn. It will have you saying,
Mazda.
The Mazda CX-5. It's made to move you.
Every Mazda SUV offers you an elevated driving experience and refined performance. Discover it at Dwayne Lane Skagit Mazda.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, code to 508. We'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Apparently, there are sharks in Las Vegas that eat hundreds of pounds of fish every week.
Are they in an aquarium?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
That makes a lot more
What
sense.
hotel?
I don't remember. I didn't dig that deep into it, but I did
Monterey
see.
Bay?
That would make sense.
Yeah. Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay. That's what it is.
It was a 1.5 million gallon tank that it's in.
Damn.
Yeah.
So how much fish? I mean, there's sharks.
Hundreds of pounds.
Why are people shocked by that?
Yeah.
I mean, you got sharks, you got to feed them.
Right. They were saying that they are, in comparison, eating better than the tourists that are there.
Well, you know, the sharks aren't charged.
That's right. You know what? That's
the difference.
The charge is that they can't leave.
That's fair. It's a prison. It's like bragging about the cornbread in, is it Pierce County Prison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I mean,
what?
Well, if somebody's like, yeah, we're kind of putting you in a prison.
It's not a residency, Ted.
What is your favorite
food?
food?
Be amazing. You don't have to pay for any of it. Like,
You're not in trouble. We just like looking at you, and we're gonna. but we're going to feed you good.
That's even weirder. Look, you're not in trouble. We just want to look at it.
That's right.
But we're going to lock you up and feed you well.
So I just live in like a glass hotel room and I get all the free room service I want?
You just live the way that you want to within the confines of this box.
I mean, I guess I'd go for it.
How long do you think you can last? You get all the meals you want. You can watch sports, right? Everything you like to do. It's just every time you look up, there's hundreds of people watching you.
I mean, there'd be some weird interactions.
Hey, can I get some girls in here?
And don't knock on the glass, mother effer.
Where's the ladies?
Don't get there too early in the morning. Why? It's like, well, he poops.
All of it. Yeah, you're just sitting on the toilet.
No.
Little kids pointing at you. Look.
Little Timmy, we have to go. He's knocking one out. Hang on.
Why is his phone in his left hand while he's laying down?
Thought he was right-handed.
What's he watching?
Oh, kids, look, it's Miller time. They just throw him.
That's the big feeding thing. Ooh,
Ooh, look at that.
Every 15 minutes, it's Miller time.
Oh, we got to hurry up. The game will be over. He usually naps.
All right, we need the entire crowd to chant 10, and then he'll shotgun one. 10, 10, 10.
I mean,
we can do this, man.
Yeah, I just have to put it out of my mind. Those people are actually looking at me just like, all right.
There's evidence to suggest that the shingles vaccine may actually cause a lowered risk of dementia.
Good.
Right? You know
it's worth it because it sucked.
Oh, yeah?
2-stager, man. The second one's like...
I forgot you got that.
Oh, yeah.
You went out there because you had to get a whole bunch of vaccines before your trip to Africa, and you took a bunch and you were fine. You got the shingles one and you came in pissed.
Oh, no. Man. Well, the first one's not bad. The second one kicked my ass.
Right.
Worse than any COVID vaccine, worse than anything I've ever taken.
That was one of the few times that I walked in and was like, Miles, do I need to put a best of in? And you're all right. I'm fine.
Yeah, well,
it just sucks.
The nurse that gave me the shot, she goes, how you getting home? And I'm like, no, dude, I work right across the street. She's like, you're not going to work today. I'm like, yes, I am. She's like, did you read any of the pre-stuff that you're supposed to read? And I was like, what pre-stuff? She's like, you're supposed to have a ride home. You're supposed to take the day off. You're supposed to, I'm like, oh, no, yeah, I got to go to work.
I'm busy, man. A new study found that nasal swabs could pick up early signs of Alzheimer's. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Why not?
Have fun with that. Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys 20% chance of success on this one. You've heard it before. It is an adjective brought to you by the letter J, and I'll give you a little bit of a hint. I believe it's a French term, but it's a formal word that means uninteresting or boring. It's also used as a synonym of juvenile to describe things that are immature, childish, or simplistic. A J word, that is a formal word that means uninteresting or boring.
You said it's French?
I believe so.
But we know this word.
You've at least heard it before.
Juxtapose?
Juxtapose. I like it, but no, that's not it. The word is jejune.
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 That is very jejune.
You have a very nice jejune.
Got him out.
I'd like to make friends.
I like your definition of it.
In a new national survey, we've discovered that 19 million Americans have seriously thought about shooting someone. 19 million.
Well, just ever?
I think so, yeah. But I think there's
but like
the
how
emphasis.
serious?
Correct. The emphasis is on serious.
Like I'm seeing people like, I want to shoot you in the face. I don't.
Correct.
But you're trying to convey a message. But I wonder how many people have said that to me, and it's like, I think he actually means it. I think he actually wants to shoot me in the face.
When you look at the scale of how many we got in this country, what are we, 350 million?
360, 380,
something like that.
It.
So 19 of those 360
you know,
have
that's
thought
like
about it.
6% of the population. You know what? That actually checks out. 5.5 to 6% of the population.
Right. Have legitimately considered shooting somebody.
Because to me, if you're considered, I mean, it's been more than 24 hours and you're still on that.
Right. You're polishing the gun.
Right.
I mean, does it count if you're like, I could shoot a left lane camper?
That's what I'm saying. Probably not.
No.
All right.
Right, because everyone says these things.
Right.
But I think if you're, quote unquote, seriously thinking about shooting someone, like, it's been a couple of days and I'm still just thinking, I'm going to kill Ted.
Because even then, Ted, when you're driving out there,
I'm not going to kill you, I'm just going to shoot you.
Like, yes, you say it hyperbolically, but if you actually had your gun in the passenger seat while they were there, would you actually pull it out? Has there ever been a driver that has made you that mad that you would pull it out and
shoots them?
Exactly.
But I mean, isn't that also because there's always this, like, isn't that part of the research on guns, right? Like, if you're carrying one, then your brain kind of tricks you and you think that everybody has one on them.
Sure.
So you react different.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, but also, like, I don't know. I go to the range. Like, I'm not thinking about it, but ultimately, I mean,
picture someone with that.
Well, just if somebody breaks into your house, you'd have to, like, that's what you're practicing for.
I'm about to say there's a handful of targets that all look like dudes.
You don't want to shoot a burglar because you don't want your house to be burgled.
Right.
You will do that if that's the situation, but it's not like, I hope someone breaks in tonight.
You ever get the target that's a hostage situation? Got the guy holding the girl?
I have not.
It's great. I kept the guy
It's
right center dome every time.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I'd have been like,
It's
look,
fun.
man, like, I can shoot at him, but I cannot get right. You know what I mean? Just shoot him. Like, I would love to, and if I were that confident, it would have happened. But if my goal is to not kill you, like, we got to figure something out.
And I watched Speed. I thought we were shooting the hostage.
Say what?
It's like a famous line in Speed. Like, what do you do? Like, shoot the hostage.
Shoot the hostage. The thing is that I can get the guy if he stands perfectly still, if I'm very
Perfectly
calm. Right. And if she stands perfectly still, we're good.
I don't think anyone's going to be calm and level-headed in that scenario.
Nah, I got this, man. I practiced. Yes! Researchers say nearly 60% of adults do zero strength training, and overly complicated advice is usually a contributing factor. Basically, it's just people don't go to the gym because there's 100 different things, and they're all, this is the way that it is, man. It's all Russian twists. That's all you got to do out there. No, holy kettlebell.
Russian twist. I mean, that's a nice
Yeah.
Just like kettlebell I'm with you. I was like, all right, use this band, use this bar, but Russian twist.
Russian twist, man. It's the only way that you can get rid of those obliques. That fat. That's how you do it, man.
Obliterate them.
Yeah. Let's talk about the greatest era of our lifetimes, gentlemen. The 90s. Or was it? All right.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So this here's a BuzzFeed list, and it says, since 90s nostalgia is popular, some Gen Xers online are listing the worst parts of the 90s just to show that nothing was ever perfect.
I mean, nothing's perfect. Miles and I were talking about the 80s a couple of days ago. We're like, great times.
Sure.
You know?
Also not great times.
Well, then AIDS popped up and kind of ruined everything. I'm not even kidding. Like, we were trying, dude, the 80s were like, go out and party. Nobody cares. It's a good time. AIDS, ignore everything we just said. Yeah. We do not know what the F is going on.
Keep that energy, man.
Get your butt back in the
Someone
house.
had sex with a monkey.
I know, that was the thing. God in Africa had sex with a monkey, then spread AIDS. I'm like, how many people did he F after having sex with a monkey?
I want you to think about that for a second. Like, who had sex with the dude that had sex with a monkey?
Would you admit that, like, if they had a, what's the game show? To tell the truth.
Yeah.
All right, one of these three gentlemen is the man who had sex with the monkey and started spreading AIDS to humans.
So these are a list of 90s things that sucked. They put at the bottom of the list, Snackwell's Devil Food Cookie Cakes.
I don't remember those.
Oh, yeah.
Were they any good or any bad?
I mean, they were delicious. I think that was one of those first, like...
They're saying it sucks. You're like, well, it was
No,
delicious.
it was really good.
Well, no, I think the bad problem was that was one of those, like, dude, there's no fat in them. So, like, everybody was eating them, but it might have made your intestines terrible.
Oh, okay.
I do remember these things. They were dope, dude.
Snackwell's had a bunch of different flavors.
So
but
what were they have? The Snackwell? Hold on.
There you go. The Devil's Food.
It's got like that little layer of marshmallow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember those.
They were where it's at, dude.
That's a bad
fat-free.
thing?
Fat-free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wrecking your stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we were talking about the chips with Olestra the other day.
Like, right, there's no fat. You're going to poop yourself.
Anybody remember the hairstyle of the day back in the 90s? Frosted tips.
Oh, yeah. That was big.
Yeah.
I had frosted
Never
tips.
did that.
I did.
Didn't you do it, Ted?
No, I never had frosted tips. I definitely had 2 years where we would, like, grow out the top, part it down the middle, then we'd shave up underneath it.
Three
it would, like,
Stooges loaf?
It would, like, flop over. I don't know. It seemed really cool. My buddy Matt was doing it. I started doing it. Had one football practice, and I remember I went home and I looked at my brother. I was like, buzz this all off.
Please.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
Jesus.
Now frosted tips is just an Urban Dictionary term.
I mean, it was cool.
It's what Tony the Tiger had.
Still does.
It's great.
It's going to say it's great.
Taking a full day to download anything.
Yeah.
Yes. But the flip side of that is that was still new tech. So you were more patient. It was just understood.
That's all you knew.
I'm going to download this thing, and then you went and did other stuff.
Right.
It's not like you sat there and waited, but I mean, at the time, you're like, bro, in 48 hours, I can download this entire movie and we can watch it. And somehow it was worth it.
Correct.
Yeah, and sometimes it would take so long to print a picture, you forget. And then your brother's like, you printed off more porn. Yeah, sorry about that.
Dude, just shut up about it. Just put it in my room. Go away.
Yeah.
CD.
I wonder if that porn was still in that drop ceiling. In my basement, we had
until somebody redid the house.
Right,
like,
I used
Jesus,
to just push it up.
Yep.
That's
It
awesome.
took forever to print off like one picture, but it was like, and mustache
Worth
right there.
I do like the idea of somebody going through there. Let's get rid of this drop ceiling. Whoa.
Holy.
Oh, jeez. CD players skipping when going over bumps in cars or just while walking.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
It's always annoying.
Yeah, there was the Walkman that you had, and it was just there was no point to it. The portable CD player, there was no point.
They had a cassette thing that you plugged into your car, and you could play it off the seat. But, but that was no good either.
No.
It's going to be perfectly flat. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. And when they started selling them, like, the beauty of these things is they won't skip.
Yeah,
right.
That was the
always sold it
entire
that
selling
way.
point.
Yeah.
Doggone it. List of 90s things that sucked. Hearing a great song and knowing that you might not ever find it again. That was back when you actually had to call the radio station like, what was that song you just played?
I remember doing it on several different occasions. It's just what you did.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what was the song that you played? That was so-and-so by so-and-so. Like, cool. And then if they didn't play it again, you just didn't hear it.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mad Greek. It was called a Discman, not a Walkman. I knew it was wrong when I said it.
Did they change it to a Discman? Because the Walkman was just a cassette, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember my parents got one of those. I was like, this is the greatest technological achievement in human history.
Look at me,
can
I'm
take
walking.
this cassette tape and take it with me. Whoa. Yeah.
If your friend moved away, there weren't many ways to keep up with them besides a telephone call or writing them a letter.
Yeah, we moved all the time. It sucked. And then if you say, can I call my friend? They're like, it's long distance charges. No. Like, parents, they put the hammer down on that.
That was my first heartbreak, man. Back in 96, I had to move away and leave my girl behind. Was in kindergarten. Never connected with her again.
She's still looking for you, man.
She is, I know it. She thinks about me regularly. She cried when I left. Those were
It
the
is
days.
wild, too, of like the amount of time people spend commuting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're right. I had a buddy, and he moved to like Columbia from College Park. It was like, we're just never going to see him again. Columbia's just another town in Maryland.
How far away is it? How many minutes?
Right now, like, my mom lived in Columbia. Like, it's just weird. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, though, it was like, oh, we'll never see him.
Yeah, if you
he's
moved
gone.
like an hour away from someone you knew, like, you're never going to see them again.
They're out. Ordering stuff from black and white, low-resolution printed catalogs and having to wait like 6 weeks for it to arrive.
6 to 8 weeks. It
Always.
taught children patience.
No, it didn't. You forgot you even ordered it.
I never forgot what I ordered, and I would check the mail every day, and my father would say, what do you think they mean when they say 6 to 8 weeks? I'm like, I know. He's like, you ordered it yesterday. It's not going to be here. Now, kids go to Amazon, order something. Like 2 hours later, there's a knock on the door, and there it is. It irritates me.
List of 90s things that sucked. Cigarette smoke everywhere, not to mention cigarette butts.
Yep. You just didn't notice. I mean, they're not wrong, but I mean, get on the plane. Doctor would be smoking when he's telling you, how to be healthy.
Smoking sections in restaurants.
Yeah, and I
non-smoking sections in
The
restaurants.
joke was, man, as soon as you light one up, the food's going to come.
Yeah.
And it always happened.
Yep.
That got it.
That was a weird thing.
See, now I don't remember the non-smoking sections. I do remember the smoking sections.
It was a slow burn. So when I
Right.
was growing up, there was just, if you went to a restaurant, you wanted to smoke, you smoked, and there was an ashtray on the table. Then they established non-smoking sections. But say your restaurant had 20 tables, 4 of them were non-smoking.
Right.
Because everyone smoked. Then it got about 50-50, and then the smoking section became the 4 out of 20 tables. Now catch me outside.
Exactly.
It is crazy, too, to think that, like, sometimes, like, there was no walls.
No, you're
It's
just
like-
in the non-smoking.
It's over there.
Right.
You
It's
can't
like,
smoke
well,
there,
obviously,
but
I can
smoke.
still smell it.
Calling somebody that you wanted to date, but their parents pick up the phone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Every time. That's
Hi,
why you
Mrs.
knew every
Johansson.
family member of all your friends.
It was a guarantee. But it also taught people manners because, like, look, if you have a daughter, any guy that calls her, they want to have sex with her. Don't try to keep her. And look, they might like her, respect her, etc. They also want to get up in them guts, right? So you learned how to be decent when you called whatever chick, and the father answers the phone. They have a vague idea of who you are, and that was kind of like your opening interview.
Absolutely.
You were so polite. You were so kind. You want to get a booty, right? So and dads knew it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And then you went to the process of meeting them. But what was cool is since you'd already talked to them on the phone, it made it a little easier. A little.
My old man was basically the reason for a lot of my friends learning etiquette because he actually pulled all of us aside and he said, if I get one more doggone phone call where if I pick it up and say hello and I hear it's Mike there without even knowing who they are, I'm going to say, yep, and hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself and then ask.
Yeah, always.
Greet me, introduce yourself, and then ask. Late fees at Blockbuster.
Oh, that sucked, man.
Or not rewinding and getting a fee for
And
that too.
rewinding
Man.
VHS tapes.
And your parents would get on you because you rewound it, right? And me and my brother would both say, of course we did. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't know. And he would get there, find out it wasn't rewound. And the fee is like $3 or something. He would come home and, threaten to kill us. Steven, God damn it. You told me you rewound that tape. Oh, I thought I did. Don't think a goddamn thing.
That's right.
Rewound. It cost me $3. Sorry, man.
I'm amazed that they had VHS rewinders. It's like that was the VCR for me.
Well, you had the VCR, but then also you could buy like a little Corvette, and if you put the tape in there, it like rewound it in like no time.
Gotcha.
It was like a
high speed rewinder.
Yeah.
Bam.
And then and look, my brother was 7 years older, so he could drive, and I don't know why. We always rented movies on Friday. They had to be back by Sunday.
Yes,
but we would wait till frickin' 8 o'clock at night on Sunday, and then have to rush back.
Yeah, I have to scream on back there, hit the little drop.
Yeah, the little drop box.
Right, like now I'm like, God, we were dumb. Just like you have all day.
Just go.
Just take it back.
Get on your bikes. Right? Damn it, man. There's a lot of terrible, scary stuff in the news. Violent crime rates of the early 90s, the AIDS crisis, Columbine, Waco, Oklahoma City bombings, the crack epidemic, the Rwandan genocide. So there was plenty of fun
I'm
stuff.
not sure
in
when
the news
Oklahoma
back in the
City
90s.
was. I think it was the
94.
Was it?
It was 94. Yep. Okay. I believe it was 94. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I mean, like the 80s, early 90s. I mean, some of those, like especially like DC and Baltimore, and it was bad.
Yeah.
The insanely high prices for technology that's basic now, like small TVs. Remember those TVs that cost you $500, $600, $700?
I mean, the thing is, I feel like you can spend as much as you want on a TV, but you can get a very decent TV for less now than you could back then.
Yeah.
And
unreal.
you can pick it up by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, lifted by yourself.
Yeah, it didn't have the big ass back to it and all the rest of that crap.
Word. And then I'll leave you with this last and final thing from the 90s that sucked. Feel like we all were there at one point. Did you come home from school, getting locked out of your house and having no way to contact your parents. So you just sat on the porch for 3 hours until they got home.
Yes, you did. It happened to me a few times, but my worst, we're living in Rochester. I broke the key off in the lock. Right? So and there's no cell phones, can't reach anyone, so it's cold, and now I have to poop. So I run into the backyard, right? And we're kind of out in the woods at this point, but I remember I pooped, and because my body temperature obviously is warmer than the snow, I always remember it was a turd-shaped crater. Oh. It sunk down, then I have nothing to wipe my ass with, so I grabbed a sheet of paper out of my notebook and my book bag and got a paper cut on my anus.
Ah, no.
So by the time my father gets home, he's already laughing when he gets out of the car. Like, did you lock yourself out? I'm like, yeah, the key's locked in, whatever. He takes a magnet. He sucks out the bit of keys. Like, I'll get you a new key tomorrow. And he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I cut my butt on paper. And it was done. He could not stop laughing. Then he's like, where did you poop? I'm like, in the back.
Sometimes your parents would just forget to pick you up from someplace. Mm-hmm. And you had no way to call them and go, dude, practice is over. Where are you?
In a rare turn of events, a hospital in Florida is suing one of their patients, Miles.
Why is that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thanks. Our headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast 33-year-old Patrick Alexander of somewhere in South Carolina. Now, to say this man is stupid is an insult to stupid people. He was arrested for misdemeanor trespassing last Saturday. Spent the night in jail. No big deal. Next day, he's brought before a judge, and the judge set his bail $250. Not so bad, but Patrick, he pulled out a wad of cash, right? Hands the judge 4 $100 bills and tells the judge, keep the change. Yeah, he's that kind of guy. So the judge immediately noticed the cash didn't look right. And when he flipped the bills over, there was Chinese writing on the back. So instead of being freed, Patrick was hit with a pair of new charges, felony forgery and contempt of court, which is a misdemeanor, and his bond was set at $6,000. Why would you hand a judge counterfeit money and think he's not going to know? Jesus. But I like the keep the change.
I just for the record, I don't think I'd hand a cash to a judge, period.
You know what? I would, and see what happens.
I'm just saying I don't know.
You're probably right. But yeah, counterfeit money to the judge.
Keep the judge.
With Chinese writing on the back, and you don't think someone's going to notice it. Oh, think of the new dollar bill. It's 250th birthday. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bijola.
All right, let's get a contestant now in line for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to close that gap. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more zeroing in on the one you'll actually end up calling home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Yep, I inherited my dad's nose and his sign up for too many subscriptions gene. But I'm changing the family legacy with Experian, my BFF, big financial friend. Experian could help you cancel over 200 unwanted subscriptions and negotiate lower bills, saving hundreds a year. Now, I can proudly say I also inherited great taste in apps. Get started with the Experian app now. Your big financial friends helping you keep what's worth keeping. Results will vary. Not all bills or subscriptions eligible. Savings not guaranteed. $631 a year. Average savings with 1+ negotiations and 1+ cancellations. Paid membership with connected payment account required. See Experian.com for details.
Experian. Mazda?
Once you discover the Mazda CX-5,
Mazda?
it doesn't take long to get it. With standard all-wheel drive, a premium interior, and advanced safety features, it's an SUV that gives you more at every turn. It will have you saying,
Mazda.
the Mazda CX-5. It's made to move you.
Every Mazda SUV offers you an elevated driving experience and refined performance. Discover it at Dwayne Lane Skagit Mazda.
You're standing 11 stories above Fremont Street, and then whoosh, you're flying. Wind in your face, neon below your feet, and that electric rush of old Vegas lighting up around you. This isn't just a zip line. This is Slotzilla, a full-throttle 5-block flight through the heart of the Fremont Street experience over roaring crowds, beneath the world's largest overhead screen, alive with music and light. Slotzilla. It's not a ride. It's a Vegas story you'll tell forever. Book your flight now at vegasexperience.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to close that gap. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more zeroing in on the one you'll actually end up calling home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, it's Scott with Northwest Sleep Solutions in Fairhaven. Check out this review from one of our customers.
I recently bought a bed from Northwest Sleep Solutions, and I'm really happy I did. Scott and his staff were super informative, and the store felt much more welcoming than a typical mattress store. They were the only place in town with a 100% organic latex mattress, and they even hauled it up my stairs during delivery. I'm now sleeping better than ever, thanks to Northwest Sleep Solutions.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steven throw hooks to police everyone on Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. All right, Matt, you understand how this here game is played?
You bet.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of three categories. Today we offer you interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. And finally today, License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Let's try License to Spill.
See, that cat's still trying to take itself out. All right. We go to Fontana, California, where the westbound lane of Freeway 10 was closed after a big rig overturned and spilled its cargo onto the road. Now, officers are unsure what caused the semi to overturn, but they said that the cargo began to flow out of the trailer and quickly spread across the westbound lanes. Well, an alert was issued to close all four lanes of the freeway as crews began working to clear the wreckage and the cargo. Now, several attempts to remove the cargo were unsuccessful, leading to a much longer closure than the California Highway Patrol officers had initially expected. Now, there was no timetable as to when the lanes would open, and they say the traffic stretched back from the spot of the incident for about 11 hours. The question is, what was the truck hauling? Was it live crabs? Was it bees? Was it syrup? Or was it chicken parts? So live crabs, bees, syrup, or chicken parts?
Ted, what are you thinking?
You said, how long was it closed for?
The backup was for 11 hours, but they still didn't have a timetable for when it was going to reopen, just because they said dealing with the cargo took longer than they thought.
Man, that seems like a big mess.
That is a long time, yeah.
I'm just going to say syrup. I really don't have anything to back this up today.
Okay.
It seems like the biggest mess to clean up is syrup.
I'll go, Matt, I'll go chicken parts.
You know, I'm also thinking, since it was so long, let's go with syrup today.
Syrup as well.
Syrup, all right.
What's spilled all over that highway in California? Was it live crabs, bees, syrup, or chicken parts? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the men.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank, member FDIC.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
There's nothing like your first Mac. Here's what people online are sharing. @Dr. Rain says, everything is just so smooth and fast, I still can't get over it. Syncing stuff between my phone and this is just chef's kiss. @Mr. Incredible 488 says, Apple Silicon basically cures low battery trauma. That's how they felt with their first Mac. How will you? Introducing the all-new MacBook Neo. An amazing Mac at a surprising price. Find out more on apple.com/Mac.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is a license to spill on profile this 11 hours. Traffic was backed up at a California freeway closed after a semi rolled over.
Yeah.
Had the cargo spilled all over the road. Question is, what was that cargo? Live crabs, bees, syrup, or chicken parts?
And that is the question that we posed to you, Matt. But let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with chicken parts. It was not chicken parts.
Not chicken parts.
And then, Matt, you ended up agreeing with Ted and going with syrup, saying it seems like it'd be hard to clean up, which is true, but you are correct, sir.
Oh, nice.
What a mess.
Oh, dude, they said like it started spilling out of the truck, started going everywhere. But as they're trying to clean it up, they didn't realize how much more was still in the truck. So as they're cleaning, it's still just oozing out real slow. And yeah, like it's an 11-hour traffic jam.
Right, so basically as they clean up, it just keeps coming out.
Right. That's it.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Delicious film.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got the Jimmys.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Colbert.
Steven.
Seth Meyers. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there to tell you these guys have talented teams of writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Tooth Fairy is paying out more than last year because the average value of a single tooth has increased by 17%, according to findings from a new poll. Well, they've officially found the world's creepiest pollster.
Seth. Smith.
Colbert.
The Tooth Fairy is paying out more than last year because the average value of a single lost tooth has increased by 17%, according to new findings from a poll. Well, they have officially found the world's creepiest pollster.
While people often thought of sharks as predators who were loners, but it turns out sharks are very specific on which sharks they hang out with. To put it in shark terms, you can't swim with us.
The Ted Smith.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a Mean Girls reference.
Okay.
Can't sit with us.
I got you.
Southwest Airlines announced last week it'll no longer offer service to O'Hare or Chicago or Washington's Dulles Airport. Huh. I knew they had flights, but when did they offer service?
Fallon Valley.
Seth Meyers.
Southwest Airlines announced last week it will no longer offer service to Chicago O'Hare or Washington Dulles airports. Huh. I know they had flights, but when did they offer service?
I always liked my Southwest flights.
I've only been on there a few times. Fine.
153 people aboard a Princess cruise ship in the Caribbean were infected with norovirus, but the CDC is investigating the source of the outbreak. Right now, it's a real mystery. You know, they could ask the 8-year-old over at the buffet grabbing Piella with his bare hands if he's seen anything suspicious.
Fallon. Yeah.
Colbert.
153 people on a Princess cruise ship in the Caribbean were infected with norovirus, but the CDC is investigating the source of the outbreak. Yeah, right now it's a real mystery. You know, they should ask the 8-year-old at the buffet grabbing paella with his bare hands if he's seen anything suspicious.
Just the idea of hand-gripping paella. The U.S. Postal Service has unveiled new Forever stamps that feature 5 different lowrider cars. So if you love lowrider cars and you collect stamps, you might be the only one.
Seth.
Fallon. That's Seth Meyers.
The U.S. Postal Service has unveiled new Forever stamps that feature 5 different lowrider cars. So if you love lowriders and you collect stamps, you might be the only one.
Let's see, the last couple of weeks, we've had the World Baseball Classic going on.
Mm-hmm.
Last night was the final game between the USA and Venezuela. Unfortunately, as you'll hear here, worked out a little bit better for Venezuela.
The United States down to its last strike. Venezuela, the best in baseball.
It's always been kind of a different tournament. I've talked about it a little bit the last couple of weeks, right? Because it's at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But I did get into it this year. And look, some of those countries, I mean, you look at some of the games they were playing in other places. I mean, it's a wild scene.
Sure.
Right? Obviously very important to the Venezuelans. Have you heard the guy afterwards talking? You're just like, I mean, look, you like to see the USA win, but it's like, well, all right.
Yeah,
they're pumped for it. But I don't know what the answer is, right? I mean, me and my brother were talking today, like, do you do it in the middle of the season? Like, kind of like hockey did with the 4 nations? Like, do you just get rid of the All-Star game? I think you'd have to lower the amount of games in a season because the tournament would take
I think that's a good idea to do anyway.
Yeah, lower the number of games in a regular baseball season because it's outrageous, right? And then, do something like this where you normally do the All-Star break. People will be resistant because people don't like change, but when you really look at it, I think that would be a cool thing. Every year, man.
Yeah.
Dude, summer's coming. It's whatever.
All the pitchers would get more rest. The games would be shorter because of that. In theory.
In theory, yeah.
Correct. And it's a little bit tougher, too. Like, look, when hockey did it with that Four Nations, like those guys were fighting. They obviously cared.
Sure.
But when you watch the gold medal game for hockey, right, you got guys missing teeth or whatever. They're doing whatever they can. And then it's like, supposed to be all fired up last night, but it's like, well, we have our starter on a pitch count.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I like the World Baseball Classic. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool to showcase all these other countries where baseball's massive and this and that. I mean, I was talking with a guy last night. We were trying to figure out. I was like, when, you had Roberto Clemente, but it seems like 80s and 90s, you really had this influx of the Caribbean countries.
For sure.
I knew Japan, it was always massive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miles, you talk about the fact Babe Ruth used to go over there.
Yep.
And then
He
right.
sailed out of Seattle.
Right. So I'm just like, I don't know, super great enthusiasm. I like the tournament. They got to tweak it somehow.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, but I think a lot of it's up to Major League Baseball to be willing to make adjustments, to really just blow the thing up. All it's going to do is help your sport, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
yeah, and I think it gives it, I think there's a lot of people, too, that maybe don't watch. Like, let's be honest, 162, 163 games.
It's a lot of games.
It's a lot of game. And the average person gets a little bored during, you have the dog days of summer, right? Like that middle of July. It's like, well, spice it up with this tournament. Like, look, I can't sit here and tell you I watch hockey all the time. I was glued to that Four Nations last year, right? It just, very fun event. All right, Zach Brown, we all know him from music, or maybe you know him from NASCAR, Formula One, different Zach Brown. But he's a massive Survivor fan.
Okay.
He's going to be the surprise guest tonight on an episode. He's part of the reward challenge. Basically, my favorite thing to do in the world is to spearfish. I want to come out here and shoot some amazing fish for y'all. We can eat them, play tunes, and hang.
Wow,
they'll probably just get us the fish, bro.
Like when you're underwater with a gun, spearfishing, or is he up in a boat? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two ways of doing it. So I don't know if he's the guy that shoots into the water, or he's the guy that's
down
underwater
there,
and gets eaten by a shark after he feeds them.
I want to say spearfishing. He's got to be swimming around in the water.
Okay.
And then you do it. But there is also people that do it on boats. And then I know, like, I've watched enough, like, swamp people to know that, like.
The show, not people in general.
He was the spider in the yurt show at the Gorge. So when I saw that spider in the yurt.
Oh, that was the show.
Yeah.
That was Zach Brown.
Yeah, I've seen Zach Brown before.
Should have told
Great
me.
show.
Spear spidered it.
Yeah, he did. He did the show, the song that he did with Chris Cornell with another dude. He sounded great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and apparently, he records every episode of Survivor, has been like a massive fan for years. And I guess has talked about it enough. It's like a thing he does with his family.
Damn.
Everything else, I guess Survivor was like, do you want to be a part of it? Like, do you want to go on? I also want to say, I think he has a vineyard now, which is kind of funny.
I feel like everybody has a vineyard. That's the way to go.
It is. I
would not picture Zach Brown and say vineyard, but like Maynard from Tool.
Right, but Maynard's weird enough.
Jeff Tate from Queensryche.
Again, weird enough.
Yeah.
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, somehow.
He's from the Palouse. I guess for me, Zach Brown, I just have a hard time not thinking about him drinking a beer, eating fried chicken and blue jeans.
Yeah,
and
if he said I have a distillery, I'd be like, I get it.
Right, he's like, dude, it's one song I made 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Like, let it go. Right? Just like, I don't know, man. Is it Friday night? Don't you want that beer and that fried chicken?
That actually sounds really good.
Yeah.
Just beer and fried chicken. Yeah.
Yeah,
do
beer.
It
And it's, look, Friday night, beer, fried chicken, and a pair of jeans that fits just right. So, I mean, I was out there speaking. As long as we're kind of talking about that. Luke Combs, everybody knows him, big country artist. So he came out and just said, like, look, country music isn't just like a weird little or a specific genre now. Like, it's everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, look, you could make the argument some of the rock bands almost make country songs now.
The new Shinedown too. Yeah, we're straight up like, dude, that is a country song. And I'm sure that if you asked them, he'd be like, it is, but you're playing it on a rock station.
They started out as a Southern rock band.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Jelly Roll got on everything.
Jesus, right.
Hardy.
Right. Yeah. Good call. So Luke Combs, he's just saying, like, maybe we should have it as a Super Bowl act. Shania Twain was the last one to do it as a country artist. That was in 2003. She also had No Doubt and Sting with her. But yeah, like he's saying, and to his credit, he's like, look, I'm not saying I should do it. You know, he said, whether it's Garth Brooks, Morgan Wallen, whoever,
If you trotted out even Willie Nelson or Dolly Parton for one song, the crowd would lose it.
People would, they'd lose their freaking minds.
Nobody hates them.
Correct. And a lot of people are saying that as well. I did see Willie last year.
But did you see a country act?
Yeah, the guy's old. He sounds like an older dude, right? Yeah. His family's there. But you're right. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of artists you could put out there. I mean, hell, if you trotted out, I get Morgan Wallen, while he's a massive artist, you're going to catch a lot of backlash.
Sure.
Right? So I could see people being like not wanting to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you trot him out, Luke Combs, I don't know. There's a bunch of women artists too. Ella Langley, I think people would like it.
The country's the biggest genre in the U.S. right
and
now.
Also,
so you kind of
even
can't
Kenny
go
Chestnut.
wrong.
Or Chestnut. Chestnut.
Kenny
Chestnut. Kenny Chestnut. Right on your chest.
Kenny Chestnut.
Kenny Chestnut, man. I think he races in the truck series.
It does. Kenny Chestnut.
No, but it sounds closer to like a NASCAR
I'm sure
guy.
glad I didn't go to school with a guy named Chestnut.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know.
That would have been nonstop.
You probably would have heard a lot about it. And then I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. Look, you got to be really tapping into missing football to watch this one. You have college basketball on all weekend, but Tom Brady's returning to football. There's this Fanatics Flag Football Classic this Saturday in L.A. Basically, flag football become an Olympic sport in 2028. The games are held in L.A., so that's part of the reason they're doing this.
Right.
It's also just Fanatics just puts all these famous athletes together. And
of course.
The card shows I kind of get. I don't know that I want to watch old players play flag football.
Not so much.
But somebody obviously asked him, he was talking to Good Morning America. They asked him if he would come out of retirement to play flag football. And he said, never say never, but probably unlikely. He could coach or something. I mean, the guy,
sure.
Look, he's in amazing shape. He is 48.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And then with flag football in general, do we just trot out some NFL guys? Do you let the guys that already are on? I think we have a national flag football team.
I believe we do.
I think you take the best in the sport because you need to be able to pull that flag on defense.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the defense.
The defense is the key to the game. I mean, everyone's going to score, but you need to stop them, and you need to pull that flag. That's the hardest part of playing flag football.
Yeah.
It's getting your hand on that damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it seems like you could just trot out Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, call it a day. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Man is arrested after jumping into the enclosure of a pygmy hippo named Mooding. Meanwhile, 2 delays on Staten Island trains. It's just turkeys doing their thing. Man destroys $250,000 in art at Chihuly Garden in Glass. After 5 years, the cat is reunited with the Maryland family at long last. And a discharged Florida patient refuses to leave the hospital. And it's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we're going to Florida, where the hospitals are comfortable. A complaint was filed earlier this month that alleges a patient at the hospital was admitted for treatment, but was later deemed no longer in need of hospital services, and a formal discharge was entered. Now, that was 5 months ago, and the patient still has yet to leave the hospital and continues to occupy a room.
How long ago?
5 months.
And she just won't leave.
Just won't leave. According to the complaint, hospital staff have made repeated efforts to help the patient safely complete discharge, including coordinate with family members and offering non-emergency medical transport, though this case still requires more deliberate action. They're seeking a temporary injunction requiring the patient to leave the hospital bed, and hearing is set for the end of the month.
So is it then not illegal to just camp out in a hospital bed?
So far, not.
Because if they have to do that, if it were illegal, this would be, I guess, easy to resolve. So,
right.
In theory, they say you can go home, and I just kind of say,
I'm rolling you out on the bed you're in.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of where they're at. Is I wonder if it's just because he's in their care, they can't legally just kick him out.
I guess. I don't know, man. That just seems weird.
Right.
Well,
so
it is weird.
It's an odd standoff.
It is weird.
I mean, his wife really can't cook or something.
Oh, no.
His hospital food is terrible.
Well, and the problem is I shouldn't say the problem, his problem now is that you think it's going to be for free?
That is a good point.
Right. My wife spent, 3-4 days in the hospital? That was not cheap, dude.
Yeah.
5 months?
I don't get it.
Okay. Have fun with that. We go to Texas, where mules can haul a ton. The woman was pulled over for speeding while driving down the interstate, but while she was being interviewed by the police, they noticed that there were inconsistencies with her travel itinerary, and there were, quote, indicators of deception. That's about the time that they deployed a K-9 unit around the woman's car to conduct a free air sniff, which ended up with the dog alerting to something inside. Shocking.
Free air sniff.
Yeah, dogs allowed to just go outside and sniff, and oh no, look at there.
Ooh.
Accidentally found something in the car. A search of the vehicle allegedly uncovered methamphetamine. 480 pounds of it.
Damn.
Wow.
Gee.
As well as 40
I'd
pounds of
have found
heroin.
that. My God, damn.
As well as 40 pounds of heroin in an aftermarket compartment. She allegedly picked up the drugs in Mexico and was bound for Dallas to deliver the goods. She was arrested and faces some serious charges.
Aftermarket compartment is even worse.
Right? You bought something specifically to hide your drugs in?
I mean, you either hired drugs or a firearm. What else do you... why else would you need that in your car?
I don't... Correct. No other reason.
Correct. That's what I'm
my
saying.
drugs are my weapon, yeah.
500 pounds of meth, dude. How do you hide that?
Well, apparently
just under a blanket back there? I
don't.
Well, she got it into the country from Mexico, so she got through the border.
Made it in, man. Made it in. We go to Thailand, where someone went for the best video possible. Security footage was taken from a local zoo that features a man trespassing into the hippo enclosure to get a closer look at Moo Dang, the baby hippo that went viral recently.
Oh, yeah. We haven't heard a lot
Why
about
do you say it like
Dang.
that? Oh, yeah, Moo Dang. Yeah.
Well, just it was everything on the internet, and then it disappeared very quickly.
Probably because it's getting older.
Well, because
Not as
Punch
cute.
the Monkey came around.
Yeah, Miles right.
Punch stole Moo
News
Dang Sunday.
cycles just, they just turn over.
They do. But the thing is that everybody lost their minds over Moo Dang, which I understand Moo Dang is very cute, but it's like, wasn't Fiona from Cincinnati just like a month ago?
Who's Fiona from Cincinnati?
Well, she's the other pygmy hippo that
Oh, is
was
she?
born over there. Yeah.
Well,
she
no,
was
I
stealing
think-
the hearts of millions.
Miles is right. Punch came along.
Yep.
Do you remember, I believe it was Newt the polar bear?
Newt the polar bear. I don't know if I remember Newt.
Years ago, there was a little baby polar bear, super cute, same thing, became a viral rate. And then in 2 years, they reposted a picture of Newt, a full-grown polar bear.
Yeah.
Not so cute anymore.
Nobody cares.
Now it's a killing machine.
Remember April?
April, no.
The giraffe?
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
everybody
the
kept
baby.
watching for
Sure,
that.
Yeah, the live stream, just waiting for her to pop.
Remember Harambe, Mike?
Yes, I do. We can
You don't
forget
have to be
about
so
it, though.
proud still, dude.
I'm all right. I'm a proud man. The man was inside the enclosure for a couple minutes before staff noticed him and went to call police. All while the man continued to calmly enjoy his time inside the enclosure. Like, we're calling cops. Like, go. Do you.
Is Moo Dang like alone? I mean, just look, hippos.
With her mom.
Dude, I mean, hippo, they're the meanest animal in Africa.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, new rule. You break into a dangerous animal's enclosure,
I'd say we leave him in there.
let the animal have it.
That's right.
All right, it's where you wanted to be.
Apparently, he approached Moo Dang and her mother and filmed the two of them on a tablet, though he never touched either of the animals during his time inside. Left him completely alone. Just needed a really close shot, I guess.
They have telephoto, brother.
Police initially charged the man for his antics, and the investigation is ongoing. The zoo has also expressed that they'll be pursuing all available legal action against him.
Yeah, I mean, what is your investigation? Like, dude wanted to climb in, so he did.
There.
Yeah.
Ah, there's Moo Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, look at Moo Dang.
Right here at home, a man is in custody after doing some damage to art pieces in Seattle Center. Videos show the Chihuly Glass Museum surrounded by police after security found a man inside smashing exhibits.
I don't know. Why?
It's been reported that after security staff found him, he started throwing glass at them and attempted to stab them with the broken glass.
Jesus.
The damage caused to the exhibit was estimated at $240,000 worth of destroyed glass pieces. He was arrested and faces several charges. Why? Why? Please just be out of your mind.
I know. I don't know why it just pisses me off.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Because there's zero reason for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of art I don't like, but I would never think, I'm going to take a knife to this painting.
Like, do you go for it just because you can
Because you can?
do as much damage as possible in a short amount of time?
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, it's glass. So you can... $240,000 worth of damage in there. I guarantee it didn't take long.
And you know what? Now the artist, you're going to keep an eye on you.
Thankfully, there's good news.
I'm not even going to dignify that. We go to Maryland, where a family is back together again. Members of the family were left heartbroken when their indoor-outdoor cat, Artemis, managed to wander far enough away from home to be considered missing. They canvassed the neighborhood, put up flyers, but it was ultimately all for naught, as they didn't see the cat for another 5 years.
Right.
Fast forward that amount of time when the family got a call from the Hartford County Humane Society saying that a woman came to their facility with a cat that they wanted to get checked for a microchip. It turned out to be Artemis, and she was quickly returned home, where she is now safe and sound. They say the reunion was a reminder of the importance of having your pets microchipped. Just do it.
After 5 years, do you think the cat's even excited to see you?
No, here we go.
Damn it.
Because it's hard to know even now. You know, it's
I
your
was
house-
enjoying my 5 years out there in the wild.
Yeah, I mean, like your dog, I get it. They're like, oh my God. But cats, even on the best day, they're like, sup.
I remember that crappy food they fed me.
Right.
It's probably like I was never outdoor. I've always been outdoor, dude.
Right, all outdoor. If that cat survived outdoors the entire time without, being taken in by somebody for a short while, like, leave the cat outside.
Yeah.
Cat's fine.
Yeah, that cat might be like the Liver King now.
Yeah.
He lives like his ancestors. He's like, I've been catching my own food.
Fighting Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Men's Room Sports, you got college hoops on True TV and ESPNU, pro basketball on ESPN, NHL hockey on TNT, and Champions Cup soccer featuring your Seattle Sounders over on FS2. As far as your weather, saying it should be cloudy with occasional showers and a low of 51 tonight. Tomorrow they're predicting rain showers and a high right around 56. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Ted's meat and potatoes?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, big dummy.
Yeah, there you go.
I think her name's Jolene. She might be up in, I don't know, a second.
Just keep listening and let us know.
I don't even know what's going on.
In the meantime, please, do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Turn your tax refund into more funds with savings options from U.S. Bank. Get competitive rates, access to your cash, and tools that help you set goals with a savings account. Lock in a great rate with a CD to give your money a boost. See how you can make some extra cash with your extra cash at usbank.com/savings.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to close that gap. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more zeroing in on the one you'll actually end up calling home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
There's nothing like your first Mac. Here's what people online are sharing. Dr. Rain says, everything is just so smooth and fast, I still can't get over it. Syncing stuff between my phone and this is just chef's kiss. Mr. Incredible 488 says, Apple Silicon basically cures low battery trauma. That's how they felt with their first Mac. How will you? Introducing the all-new MacBook Neo. An amazing Mac at a surprising price. Find out more on apple.com/Mac.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.